Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your favourite podcast, the Trophy Hoarders podcast. I am one half of your favourite dynamic duo, Chris, also known as Castromo, joined as always by my handsome co-host, Mr. Leon. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, you're so cute. Hi, Chris.
Mate, that was off the cuff
I'm
as well. I
doing,
couldn't even prepare anything.
mate. Diamonds are made under pressure, and you've just busted out a bunch of diamonds, my friend. No, I'm doing good. Lots of gaming has been happening for
Oh,
me, so
good.
that's making me happy because as we know from the last episode, I wasn't really gaming too much over Christmas and the New Year. So I'm back, baby.
Mate, you can carry hard this episode because I have not done much. I feel like we've
Oh,
flip-flopped,
well,
swapped positions here.
well, I mean that's the dynamic duo. You
That's
know,
it, mate.
we pull each other up when we most need it. So.
So what you been playing then? Straight into that, mate. No
Oh,
messing about.
straight. Where do I start? Should I start with some platinums?
How,
We
how,
like hearing
many, how
about
many
platinum
did you
trophy.
get? That's what I need to know.
Oh, it's like three, not many.
Damn.
Oh no, four,
4?
five,
Back, mate, it
five.
just keeps going up every time.
And I'm just trying to think when we recorded. It was the ninth. So on
It's like the
the
time when
on
you
the
caught a
12th of Jan.
fish. Like, it just keeps getting bigger each time, doesn't it?
But yeah, so on the 12th of January, I got the Helldivers 2 Platinum.
Ooh,
So
finally.
finally cleaned that one up. Finally, it's so much fun. Like it's a game that I generally will play even post Platinum, if that makes
It's just the
sense.
grind, see, to
So.
get the upgrades on the ship.
Do you know what? It wasn't that bad.
Really?
It looks a lot more daunting than it is, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in a Discord with like good people. Like my Discord, like everyone in it is pretty decent. Well, not pretty, they are decent. So it's fun. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it's not. I can imagine if I was doing it solo, it would have been awful. But I played a couple of games solo. I had the super rare things that you need to extract with, like the pink, exotic items that help upgrade the higher level stuff. And some geezer kicked me from the game.
Oh, mate, that's the worst.
The, the one time I've ever had a bad experience in Helldivers, and it was when I was grinding. But apart like that's why I've just been doing it with obviously members of the Discord, and it's honestly been fine. And it looks daunting, but it's not too bad, and it's just an enjoyable game. So I did. Excuse me, I got a bit of a when I speak too much, my throat starts seizing up with a bit of a cough. So maybe I'll be silent this episode. But I got the platinum for House Flipper as well. So this
Damn,
is a
mate, you
game that
beat
you
me
put
to
me
it. I've
on.
still not even went back to it
Yeah,
yet. I need to go back.
you put me onto it many months ago, and I've been chipping away at it. And I just thought I've literally done all of the stuff, like the miscellaneous like background tasks. I was like, let me just bring up a trophy guide and slide through the more specific trophies because some of them are quite
Because
ambiguous.
I
Like you
think
need to sell.
you done the missions before buying the houses, didn't you? I've done
Yeah,
it
yeah.
opposite way. So I've bought, sold most of the houses,
Oh,
and now I need to do all the missions.
oh, right, yeah. So the way that I did it, it's so interesting how different we play games. Like I was like, right, let me get my money up first because I can't. Obviously, you can buy houses, but I was like, if I do all of these side missions, then I'll have like a bank to
Mm.
like buy a decent starter house and like make a good profit. That's what I did. So yeah, we did things completely
Do you think
differently.
you'll get the sequel?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I may see if I can get a creator code for it, but that means making content at the same time. I've seen some things and people have said they don't really like it too much and they don't think it's as good. So I need to do my own due diligence on that and see if it's gonna be my cup of tea
Yeah,
because
after
I don't
that
know.
this bed we made game, I would definitely recommend watching reviews before you buy a game.
Mate, that's the beauty sometimes of it. Like I'm looking at one of the sales now, one of the January sales on PlayStation, and for some reason I've never bought them, but I've always been intrigued by the Sherlock Holmes games.
Mate,
I don't
I've
know
got
why.
them, but I've not
I,
played
I,
them.
are they? I can't even see if they're good, but 7.99 for free games, and I was like, well, I have to do that
You
because
might
like one game's about 20 quid or something.
think Devil's Daughter was on PS Plus like last year, like the monthly games.
Oh, really?
But it doesn't show up in the store. I think it's a different version. So see if you go into your library
Oh,
and then search it for there, you might have it.
oh, right. But yeah, like 7.99. Maybe I will do a bit of research, but I think I'm just gonna pull the trigger on it to be honest. Get it 'cause it's so cheap, and then just play it blind and then actually enjoy it and not worry about a platinum. Anywho, that's a topic for a different day. Speaking of platinums, though, I went and did the Back for Blood platinum again,
Again?
and
Damn.
yeah. However, I'm honest on this podcast. You can cheese it, so it was a cheesed
How do you cheese? Auto
platinum
pop?
trophy. Yeah, so it's one of the very few instances where I platinumed the PS5 version, but you can go back in time and auto pop the PS4
Oh, you
version.
went back.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I think I saw it on Bomb Drop was reviewing a subscriber platinum list, and somebody had a double stack of it, and it looked kind of like somebody done it quickly, and I was like, let me
How's he done
investigate this. And
that?
yeah, so I investigated, and there was an entire way to do it. Essentially, if you played it online, all of your online, because it's like synced to online servers,
Mhm.
everything that you did online transfers over. The only trophy that didn't, which was the grindiest one, was killing 53,000 ridden, which, took me,
That was
I
the thing that
think
was
it takes about
stopping
like,
you getting the plat for a while.
yeah, it's like 18 hours of just constant like mashing a button. So I had to do it in stages, but I did that offline. But for some weird reason, if you load up your offline profile on the PS5 version, go to the shop and buy something, and then switch to your online profile, and then go back to the PS4. I've said the steps wrong, but essentially it tricks the game, and then you pop the online trophy somehow, or the offline trophy. So yeah, got the platinum for that, even though it probably shouldn't count. So strike that off my
I
record,
kind of
maybe.
want to go back and play
'Cause-
that because we played like a wee bit of it. I think we played like maybe
This,
2, 3 missions. And I was like,
yeah, I mean,
I might go back to it at one point.
yeah, I'll be down to play it. We could play it on the Trophy Hoarders channel potentially. It's
Stream it.
good. It's a good fun game, isn't it? Good co-op. Can always bring in some guests as well because there's up to 4 players. On the topic, I'm not stopping here, by the way. I will shut up soon.
Train
But on the
keeps going.
topic of zombies, Dying Light, 10-year
Oh.
platinum, bang on 10-year. Well, about 10 days out, but I'm in the same month. But yeah, 10-year platinum for me. Clean that one up, which is absolutely amazing to have. Do you want to know what the rarity of that bad boy is?
On PSN profiles.
No, on like actual PlayStation
Oh, on
on your
PlayStation, it's
PlayStation
got to be
console.
like a 0.1.
0.8,
0.8? I thought it'd be rarer than that.
Crazy. Back for Blood is a 0.30, by the
Damn.
way.
Mate, I wanted
So,
to Dying
yeah.
Light so bad, but I think there's co-op stuff you need to do.
Yeah, again, in the Discord, just put together a session was really easy to do. You need to complete a mission, which is a piece of piss, and then you need to like do 4 or 5 like in-game challenges, which again happen quite frequently. Like you can probably do it in about an hour. I think that's how long it took us to do it. And you can do the collectibles online if you want as well. So you can run around with a little squad.
Because I like
If need
that.
be.
Mate, that was like the first like expensive game I bought on PlayStation because it was coming out physical and then they delayed the physical release but still released digital. And it was £70, I'm sure it was, on the PlayStation Store. And I was like, I need to buy it because mate, I was buzzing for it because it was literally like Dead Island and Mirror's Edge put together. I was like, I'm sold. I couldn't wait for it any longer.
But it came out when we needed. I'm working on a video at the moment, and Dying Light is in that video. And like one of the things I said was like we were yearning for a good zombie game, sort of like just as you said, like Dead Island, Mirror's Edge combined zombies parkour. It's like it's what we needed on PS4 at the time because there weren't many good games back in 2015. It was still
See,
like very
especially
early life cycle.
the way it was like during daytime, it's just stupid, like Walking Dead zombies. You're like, wah, wah. And then
Yeah,
at
yeah.
nighttime, it's like, oh no.
Oh, bro, I'd be
Hunter to
sleeping.
Hunted, it was like
But yeah, I'd always obviously some missions are probably or they are in the dark, but you firm them. But I would always sleep. Like some of the trophies I needed to get were related to the nighttime, and you could tell that I played it when I was like a teenager because I just didn't do the nighttime stuff. I was too scared. And just to round off on the horror topic, I got the platinum for A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
the move,
How was that
related
game?
to the movies.
Recommend.
Do you know what? Like, yeah, I think so. It's a, I don't want to say a reluctant one, but it's like, it is a really good game. I really enjoyed it. It's just there are a lot of collectibles. That's the only issue, but the way I've started trophy hunting now is if I'm aware that there's a lot of collectibles, I'll do a chapter, get all of the collectibles in the chapter, and then go play something else.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it depends how you break it down. If you're focused on the platinum, then you may enjoy it a bit less. But I feel like when people go for platinum trophies, sometimes they do end up enjoying the game less. If you're just playing the game for the sake of it, you're gonna have a blast. Put it that way. But
Is it open
yeah, it
world?
had no.
No.
Is it linear?
Yeah,
Like it's
linear. The
chapters that are,
recorder kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. It's one of those ones. I mean, yeah, there are you know you can go off the path a little bit, but it's nowhere near open world. It's definitely more linear. But yeah, that's that's all of the
That's sure.
platinums I've got. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of games, but I think it's fair to give you an
Mm.
opportunity to speak and let me recover for a
Carry
bit.
away, what
No,
else you been playing, mate? If your throat's sore,
uh,
I'll carry a bit, but
yeah, no, I feel like you should jump in a little bit. I'm sure everyone's sick of hearing me monologue for the
uh,
past probably 10 minutes, so I'll jump in after. What have you been
well,
playing, mate?
I've managed to rack up one platinum trophy. I was gonna do a quick one, just so I said I had
Oh,
two, but mate, Alone in the Dark on the PS3 for a video, the worst PS2 game. It's a pretty bad game, I'll be honest. So I'm hoping that video will be out this week. I wanted to get it out today or tomorrow when we're recording, but it's just not going to
mm,
happen because it's like 10.5 hours, 10.5 hour plat. Try to get that down to like 20, 30 minutes. I'm kind of struggling on it. Suicide Squad, the PS Plus monthly game. Been played a wee bit of that. My pal
you
was,
played it?
yeah, my pal was. We played like Gotham Knights together. We played Gotham Knights together, and he was like, "Mate, Suicide Squad," and I was like, "I think this might be a really bad game, but like, I'll get a bash if you want." It's mate,
How
it's
is it?
the combat is fun, and that's where it ends.
All
Mate,
right.
the story,
I,
I could not care less.
I do want to play it. It's definitely not this month, but probably next month because I need to clear off a few games that I've got a lot on. But I think next month I'll probably give it a whirl. Did you obviously you just mentioned the story there. It's pretty whack and just a full spoiler warning. Did you see they finished off the DLC for that game, didn't they?
Yeah,
This month or last month?
I
Are
seen
you
that on
aware of
Twitter.
it?
Yeah, that they're all
Yeah.
just
Like
clones. It's not real, and it's
so so the Batman Arkham universe continues essentially is
so it's
what they're getting at.
still alive, but the voice actor for Batman is very much not alive. So
Yeah, rest in peace.
Kevin Conroy.
But it's yeah. I mean, there has been rumors though that they're going to be making like trying to make it a PlayStation exclusive again, aren't they? Is it Rocksteady that do it?
Yeah, it's
Develop people?
Rocksteady. I never heard anything about it being exclusive though.
Maybe not exclusive, but I think they're trying to pivot to, or Sony are trying to get some form of exclusivity, whether it stays on it or they just get, I don't know, like a bonus mission. Do you know how it used to be with
Uh-huh.
like Assassin's Creed pre-orders? Like on PlayStation, you get a bonus side quest or some kind of Batman suit. But yeah, I definitely welcome a new Batman game. I'd love to run around in the Robert Pattinson suit.
Mate,
I think that'd be pretty
that's what I was
lit.
gonna say. See, when I was playing it, I was like, it makes me want to play Arkham City so bad. I'm like, mate, because I still need to go back and platinum that, get that done.
I'm gonna try and do Arkham Asylum. I think is going to be on my roadmap for this year. Like I said, I would never do a Batman game, but I've slowly changed my tune.
I think Asylum's the easiest. Mate, Asylum's a great game as well.
Yeah, I preferred City though. I think City was my favorite,
I liked
just
Asylum
because
better.
I don't know. I just think slightly newer, looked a bit better, more open. Yeah. Don't know. I think it's more so when I played it as well. Like as a kid, I had more childhood memories associated to it. Because like when I played Arkham Asylum, I played it on my uncle's Xbox, and I thought I broke it. Do you know when like it
Yeah, it
does
does the
that
blue screen.
weird, the blue screen? I thought I broke his Xbox. I was like, he's actually gonna kill me.
Just how it ends.
And that kind, yeah, I didn't play it. I don't think. I thought the game broke, so I didn't move on from there. So that was like the only experience I had of Arkham Asylum for so long. And obviously, I think I've revisited it later at a later date because I have played it since. But yeah, like I actually played Arkham City as a kid on PS3 properly. So
Uh, Suicide Squad, mate, let's say the combat was good, story could not care less, and then the cutscenes kept fucking up. So it's like you get the four characters, and
yeah,
I don't know what his name is, the boomerang guy. For me, he was invisible in every cutscene, so it's just like a floating boomerang and like an LMG for every single cutscene.
Oh,
And then
was your mate playing as him? Or
no, he was playing as the shark. So my pal was the
okay,
shark, and I was Deadshot, Death Shot, whatever it was, the black guy. That's how I was playing. And for him, it was Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was invisible. He couldn't see her at all. So there's like cutscenes where it's like the boomerang guy's getting punched, and it's just totally invisible for me. It's a bit of a mess, but it's a good laugh at least. It's one of the. Couldn't play it solo? No chance.
oh, not at all, not at
Not a
all. I'm
chance.
hoping the platinum's got easier because obviously there's a lot more DLC content out.
I don't think I'll go for the platinum, to be honest, because I think it's going to be a
No.
lot of grinding. I'll play the story with him, and then I think that'll be the end of it. Because mate, we've got a few games we need to play. Dead Island 2, and I think there's like two or three other things that we're supposed to be playing. Resident Evil 5. Speaking of co-op games, me and you played a wee bit of that.
Oh yeah, we did. We're playing some
On
more of that as well, aren't we?
yeah, on not the hardest difficulty, but the second hardest.
Well,
Hardest
we
available
we
right now.
yeah, we if we're speaking literally, and I'm an idiot that doesn't know that there's a higher difficulty, in my head, we technically are playing the hardest. Just a bit of a loophole.
But
So yeah, but there is it professional, the one above or something?
yeah, I don't know what the
Or
difficulty names are.
expert?
I couldn't remember. I was kind of hoping you would remember for me.
No.
No.
I know professional's hard, but I don't know if it's expert and then professional the other way. But
Um,
we're playing it on a very hard difficulty
yeah.
first time round. That's all. That's all people really need to know, to be honest.
And mate, I was kind of worried at the start. I was like, we are not beating this game. See, like the first 30 minutes or something.
Do you know what? I like how you say we, but there's no we in that. It was me. I was so. I can see you. So you can say it. Like I
Mate, I
was
was dying as
so
well.
bad. Mate, I was doing worse. I was doing so bad. I was like, this is actually embarrassing. Like I can't. It's just a control scheme because it's such an old
Yeah, it's
game.
so awkward.
I was just. Yeah, it was just like the aiming, the camera angles, just everything about it. I was like, I physically don't know if we could do this, but got into a groove. And the only thing that I'm worried about because we're going to be doing it again in a couple of days. Obviously, we would have done it by now when the podcast comes out, but I'm scared that I've forgotten the controls. I think it's going to take me probably about another 20 minutes of repeatedly dying to to get warmed back up to the system.
Mate,
I don't know about you, but
yeah, mate, I love Resident Evil 5. I think it's kind of like overhated in the Resident Evil community. Because, mate, it's got a little bit soft spot for me. Because it's like the first co-op Resident Evil game that I played. Played that with my brother back in the day. I always wanted to play, I don't know if you know it, Outbreak on the PS2.
no, I never heard of
No,
it.
I'm sure it was called Outbreak.
What's it about? Do you know?
It's like it starts in Raccoon City in a bar, and you can pick for like 8 different characters.
Oh, I've seen. Funnily enough, I've watched a YouTuber that for some reason I don't know what it is, but there's just loads of Resident Evil videos that people are releasing in January, and then obviously some historic ones are coming out. But that was on, like, it was like I played every Resident Evil game, and I saw that one, and it looked quite. I was like, what?
Like, I had
Like,
online, and it was a PS2 game, I'm sure.
yeah,
But I never
I
had
think was
online
it
back
one of the
then.
first,
I think it
one
must
of
have
the
been.
first PS2 games.
Yeah. So I never got to play it. Mate, I'd love to play it. I think there's like PC stuff you can do. Like mods
Or like
and
emulation.
yeah, emulate and then download with like mods or something to play it online. But um
That'd be cool.
and then FIFA. Been doing my dailies on FIFA, which it was fun.
I'm
Um
retired. I've not
you've
played it in
retired for
months.
FIFA. Mate, I need to get my
Yeah.
Alistair Johnston honourable mention for team of the year for my Celtic team. I need to get him. So I've just been working away on that. And I was having fun until my stick drift got worse. And now I'm close to throwing that controller. Mate, it's annoying. You're trying to take a corner and it just goes
You.
goes to the left.
Yeah, just
And it's like, no chance.
wrong
And then
way.
I get a penalty. I was like, right, cool, put it left. And then it's
Oh
like,
no.
skied. And I was like, oh, fuck this, man. So,
Just gotta go down the middle.
aye. So that's been a pain. But that's pretty much been me. Like 4 games. That's all I've been playing. I think because of the Alone in the Dark video, I've been
Mm,
laser focused on trying to get that done because I need to get it out this month. I've not been playing a whole
yeah.
lot.
I reckon that'll be a good video that will
Yeah,
go off because obviously play. Why are you shaking
it's
your head?
not. Mate, you ever sort of
It
start
will.
editing a video? I think title wise, it's good. Like worst PS2
Yeah,
game.
title wise.
I think the intro for it's like decent, but after the intro, I don't think it'll be that good. But like I said last episode, like, at this point, I'm like, don't try and like get perfect videos and all that shit. Like if it's a shit video, just put it out anyway. Quality control does not exist. Get it out.
I think that the thing is though, like it still will be a good video. Like obviously it's not going to be what you deem your best work, but it's still going to be a serviceable video. Do you know what I mean? You've still got like a baseline standard of like good quality, so I'm sure it will be fine.
Hopefully, I
Don't
don't have high
don't
hopes.
you stress about it.
Don't have high hopes for it.
Mate, come on. We need that confidence in it. Like you've got an absolutely banging title like that. People love those kind of titles.
I
So
don't think
hopefully
this one will be good. I think
the
the
algorithm.
PS3 video will be good though. PS3, Right to Hell Retribution. If anybody remembers that game.
What is that?
Mate, that was like the worst game ever when it came out. Let's see if you were on YouTube back in like 2011 or something like that. It was everywhere. Everybody was
What what
playing it and
what
how bad it is.
what is it? A shooting game? What is it?
It's like a motorcycle game, but it's like it's just such a bad game. There's like sex scenes, but it's like they're both fully clothed and stuff like that, just dry humping.
What?
Mate,
Has it got
it's
a platinum or not?
pretty sure it does. Mate, if it doesn't, then I need to do a different game. But
I was gonna say because obviously Satire does like the worst games or like worst PS3 games, and I don't think I've seen that one yet. Obviously, there's so many bad PS3 games that exist. So
there's so many games that I could do, but because the whole thing I'm doing it by is like IGN rating.
oh right,
So,
yeah, yeah.
but IGN's not even rated it, so that's how I'm gonna like, start the video. As this game is so bad that IGN refused to review it. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I like that.
So
That's good stuff. Yeah, going back to the topic of what we've been playing, I finally finished Silent Hill 2.
oh, mate, I've
Uh,
still not went back to it.
Still not honestly, mate. Like, yeah, that's a really good game. That like really good game. I really love the music in it as well, and like this. I don't know if it's sound design as well. I think it's more so the music, but like the piano and stuff just goes off. Like I need to find what the songs are called, but I'm definitely gonna add it to like a Spotify playlist. Like it's just very like
It's kind of
just in
the
my zone.
ambience. I think
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
why I
yeah.
said it like that.
Just
Make sure I pronounced it right.
ambiance.
The ambience.
The ambiance. But honestly, bro, just go back and finish it. Like, obviously, I'm not going to say anything, but I was just like, yeah, that's really good.
How
And
far anima I have met the lassie.
still first quarter,
Really?
maybe. What the Maria,
Maria.
Maria. I'm trying to think when you meet her. That's still near this. Maybe you're like 30%. I'd say maybe 30 to 40.
I done
I
the.
don't.
We mentioned it last time, but I beat Pyramid Head. I
Yeah, so
say
you've been
beat
through
him,
one of
but he
the.
like dinner bell went and he left me.
Yeah, don't you meet her near like, is it a dock or like a garden or
Right,
something?
it's like you walk through a
It's like outside.
garden and then it's like a pier kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're still fairly near the first,
Quarter,
not
first, third.
obviously. Yeah, first quarter. Like you're still near. Like you still got a long way to go. I'd say probably like maybe like 4 or 5 more
Is it multiple
sections.
play?
Maybe.
Have you done the plat? No, you haven't, because you would have
No,
mentioned it.
no platinum.
What's the
I
platinum looking like?
I think if you watch a guide, I've heard OptiNoob, I think that's his name. He does like really good, like no nonsense guides of how to get platinums and stuff. And I got I don't know what ending I got actually, which is really bad. That I think there's 3 endings you can get. Obviously, I'm going to say the names of them, but I don't think they would mean anything to you.
I know the water ending.
Okay, so there's like the water ending. I think there's one called what's her name?
Maria.
Maria. I don't know what that ending is, but one's called that. I think that's like the hardest one. And then there's another one, and I got that one, which I think is a new ending that they added for the remake. And that's the one I got. And then I tried to reload my save, and get the water ending by doing like specific steps my chat was telling me to do, and I just couldn't get it. So unfortunately, I'm going to need to replay the game again to get that, and then do it again to get the harder Maria ending, and then I can focus on all of the bonus hidden endings as well. But I think you can probably save scum those ones to an extent. It's going to be a lot of playthroughs, bottom line, if you're not planning for the platinum. But I would like to platinum it, but I was enjoying it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm happy with what I've done. So it's like the Resident Evil games. I will go back and do them at some point, but obviously, as you know, multiple playthroughs, it is quite taxing. I'm not making a video on it, so it's, you know.
Janky did the
thoroughly enjoyed
first
my time.
Resident Evil.
I don't know. I don't think so. If it was remade,
Third
yeah,
person
but
kind of thing.
I just don't think I could see myself going back to the older ones, because they're just going to be janky, aren't they? And I don't know. Maybe. Never say never. Never
Just
say
because
never.
you've done
Like,
2, 3, you've beat 4, we're going to do 5, 7, 8,
Yeah.
6 as well. So it's like you might as well do number 1 and 0.
Maybe. I don't know though. Like, yeah, maybe I'll go back and do those Resident Evils. I thought for a second you was talking about Silent Hill.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Operation Raccoon City on the PS3. That's a Resident Evil game we can do. That's co-op.
How's the platinum though?
I don't know.
Do the servers even work?
I think the servers still work.
Really? See, moving on to my other game that I've briefly been playing is Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, and that's on PS3, and that has online trophies, and I was very surprised that the servers were functioning as well as they were. I found some guy on PlayStation Profiles that was going for it, and lovely guy. He got the platinum like on the Friday, and I was like, I'm busy at the weekend, like I need to go now. And then he still came on like the following, like this week, and helped me out, like grind out for about an hour to get it, even though he had the platinum. Yeah, what an absolute legend! Shout out to a pro gamer. You are a lovely guy. But yeah, so I've not started the campaign and stuff for that, but I'm going to make that my 200th platinum. But I just wanted to make sure I got the online stuff done, so it's like I don't need to worry about the servers magically exploding overnight. So it's all good. Been playing a bit of Smite 2, if you're familiar with that as well.
Nah.
It's like League of Legends, but console version is the best way to describe it.
Oh, it's on console?
Platinum for that. Yeah, it's on console. Platinum for that, mate. It's a 0.10% on PlayStation, and you can get all of the trophies by playing against bots.
Oh, nice.
So it looks like a super duper rare trophy, but if you was to play it normally online, then yes, it would be a very difficult one to get. Like, you would need to be quite skilled. But if you're a dum dum like me that's not very good at MOBAs, I think that's what they're called, you can do it that way. And then I started the Order 1886 this week as well, or last week, and continued to this week. And that turns 10 years old this year. Obviously, it's my first time playing it, but it's definitely an interesting one.
Mate, the visuals on that, do they hold up? Because I remember thinking they were a lot insane when I played them.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. It's really weird. It's like I'm playing a Call of Duty game, if I'm being completely honest. Like, but obviously back in the 1800s. Like, the only thing that I'm gonna fault on it is just the story. I'm a bit like, what's going on? Like, the intro didn't really intro much or explain things, and it's like you're having to play more to find out, and that kind of jars me. And whether it's a film, book, or game, that you have to get to the middle point of the game to discover why you're even there, for instance. Like, I like it when it's kind of laid out at the start, for you know what I mean. But that's just a personal thing. But it holds up really well. Combat's good, shooting's good, cinematics look good, gameplay's good. The story, minus my critique, is still decent, I would say. It's enjoyable. But yeah, mate, it's a class little game. And then lastly, I can be quiet now. I can recover. I started the Stanley Parable. So even at the time of recording, there's a trophy that requires you to play for 24 hours on a Tuesday. So all you need to do is go and turn off your network, go to the time and date settings, and put your clock to a Tuesday. You don't have to do it in one sitting. You can. Is it cumulative, where you can like play it a Tuesday? Like, you could play it every week for 2 hours, and it would take you how many weeks that would take. if you can do the quick maths
12.
at home listening. But yeah, so you can do it like that. And at the moment, as we're recording the podcast, because I'm not playing the PlayStation, I'm just leaving it on, sitting there grinding out that trophy. And I'll give the viewers a little bit of an insight to one of the big projects I'm going to be doing this year.
Ooh.
And maybe you would want to do your own spin on it. But what I'm going to do is every single month I'm going to try and platinum one of the PlayStation Plus monthly games. And obviously you don't know what you're going to get. So more often than not, I will probably try and pick the easiest one. I don't know yet if I'm going to set myself the challenge of I have to complete it in that month, or just by the end of the year I should have one game, because
Mhm.
obviously if a game is like 60 hours and it's a big grind, obviously it could overspill to the next month. But I'm trying to get it done in that month, but obviously if it goes over, it goes over. But yeah, so by the end of the year, I'll have 12 platinum trophies, and the video will be like, I platinumed every PES monthly game, or something like that, some spin on that. So that's my like long term project goal that I'm going to be working on. So
You
I
gonna do
don't know
that
if you
as
want to.
a year-long video, or do it in like
Yeah,
quarters? Like I platinumed every
yeah.
PS Plus monthly game part one, and then split
I
it
was,
into
I was just going
four.
to do it as
Just do it as one big.
I was just going to do it as one big one, because like the Stanley Parable, for instance, there's not really much to write about that. Like if I was to make a like I could technically make 12 different platinum videos, but for instance, the Stanley Parable, you can platinum that game in an hour, or 25 hours. You do your 24-hour grind and then the 1 hour with a guide. So it's like you're not really making a good video out of that. So yeah, I could do it in quarters, but I think I'm just going to do it end of year, like one big video, make it like 30 or 40 minutes,
S-
maybe an hour, who knows.
So you wouldn't recommend doing a video on Stanley Parable?
Uh, why are you going to make one?
Mate, I seen one trophy and I was like, I could do a video with this. And it was like, this
I,
platinum took me 10 years. Because there's the trophy where it's like you can't play it for 10 years. So I was going to do
yeah,
everything and then leave that trophy for last. And then, but that's what the video ends on. Like, come back in 10 years if we're still around. Get the
yeah.
platinum.
I think, did I say this last pod or something? I did say I would love to see somebody actually get that 10-year trophy legitimately in 10 years time. And obviously whether YouTube, like we're still doing content like that in 10 years time, would be really awesome to see. So if you're doing that, I would recommend the video, because I think that's a good place to leave it. But
Or I
I'm
could
going to be following it.
record it and just put it in the vault. And then if I'm still on YouTube in 10 years, that's a banging video.
It is. To be fair though, I think in 10 years time you could just republish the same video and it would still do well. I think that's a very easy video to get out, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not played the game. I've literally just left it idle standing still, so I can't actually comment
Oh, you've not actually done
about
anything.
the game. Do you know what I mean? I've not done anything. So actually you could make a video out of it. I go, oh mate, like there's actually a lot of content here to make. If you're playing it without a guide, probably, because
Right.
you're probably going to be getting some experiences. But I'm just literally going to follow a guide to do it. I'm sucking the fun out of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I've got things to be done, I'm afraid. But I think that's everything that we've been playing. I've certainly been a busy bee, and you've also been a busy little bee, haven't you?
Hey, we've been doing our stuff.
We've been gaming. We've been doing our jobs correctly. Finally.
One thing we've not been doing is playing any Xbox games.
Oh yeah, because PlayStation's the best. I mean, what?
Couple of Sony
we,
ponies
we,
over here.
yeah, no, do you know what? I have an Xbox. Where I'm pointing just now, you can see it in the background if
Oh,
you're
behind
watching
the
on
TV.
YouTube. Behind the TV, gathering dust.
Mine's is a bit older.
It, yeah, it's one of those things though. It's like as good as it is, I just prefer play. It's a creature comfort. Like I'm at home, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
You grew up with a PlayStation,
So
or you were like PS3 as well?
yeah, well, I did have an Xbox 360, but then sold it because I got motion sickness off a couple games,
Did you get motion
which is
sickness?
I don't know. Apparently, it's a thing now. Like, there's a percentage of people that just start feeling sick after playing Xbox 360. I think it's obviously specific titles as well. But yeah, so I was one of I say one of the first, but like the first wave of people to have a 360. I didn't really know what the internet was though, so everything I played was offline, and then sold it and got a Nintendo Wii instead. which is probably the worst blooming
Trading a
decision ever. But as a kid,
360 for a Wii.
the thing is, though, as a kid, you don't really understand like what gaming is. Like, I played Halo 3 and completed it like 4 times. Like, there was no more Halos coming out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what more. Do you know what I mean? Like, when did Halo 4 come out? It took so long to come
I
out.
don't
Was it
even know.
Xbox One or
They
something?
done Halo
So it's
3,
like,
then ODST, then I think they done Reach, and then they
yeah, I
done
played a bit of
4.
not Reach. I played ODST for a bit. That was like the rainy one. But yeah, it's like played them. Didn't know the concept of the internet. Didn't have Wi-Fi. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, Nintendo. Like, I played it around somebody's house. I was like, oh, this is quite fun. Like, let me get Rayman's Raven Rabbits. Like, this is lit. So yeah, got a Nintendo Wii, then upgraded to a PS3 when I like got more into senior school, and like my friends were talking about playing FIFA and things like that.
Mate, FIFA
Yeah,
on the Wii was class back in the day. I think it was FIFA 07 or 08 I played on the Wii.
I played one of them. It was a very weird experience.
It was
I do have to say that I preferred it on
it's
consoles,
better on
like proper
console,
home
but see,
console.
just like it's something different. But I remember liking FIFA on the Wii. I never got to play that
What,
Sonic game. There was like a Sonic Soccer, something like that maybe.
I'm trying to think. I feel like there was like a carnival football, whether that was in one of the FIFA modes or something. But I feel like it was almost like a carnival football game. Like, it was like miniature, like
Um,
mini people with big heads. Like, I could be chatting absolute rubbish and making up a game, but
I kind of think off the top of my
I
head.
feel like it was a very weird football game. I'm pretty sure it was like five-a-side football, pretty much.
But anyway, despite neither of us
Anywho,
playing any Xbox, we could be
we
playing
might be.
some Xbox games very soon. One of those being Halo Master Chief Collection and Microsoft Flight Simulator, but nobody cares about that. So there's leaks that we might be getting
There are
Halo.
leaks.
Number one,
Yeah. So
are you excited to even want to play Halo?
yeah, I mean, the reason why I purchased that Xbox behind me is because me and one of my best mates, obviously, we've played Halo growing up, but obviously we've never had a chance to play it together because we were on different consoles, and then we both got a PS4, but obviously you can play Halo at that point. So we made the decision to get like a refurbished Xbox off Amazon. So it was like really cheap, like I think it was 120 quid or something like that, or 130, like whatever. So it was like, right, let's just get a cheap Xbox Series S, the digital one, and then we can play through Master Chief Collection, maybe Gears of War, Starfield as well. And we just haven't done any of that.
You've done none.
We've done that. No, we started. So what we did was we decided to do it in chronological order, and it's a weird one that's first. It's not Halo 1, is it? It's a there's a different. I don't know the timeline, but it's not Halo 1 that's the first one chronologically. I don't think there's a different one which has a co-op campaign.
I don't
I
know.
think they all do have co-op campaigns.
Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 ODST, Reach. That's the only Halos I can think. You get Halo Wars, which is like RTS. But I don't know what would be before Combat Evolved.
Or maybe it was Combat Evolved. I don't know, because I remember playing. Oh, okay. Was it Combat Evolved? I feel like we started off on a game that I don't recognize, but I don't know. According to Google and the master. Oh wait, here we go. So Halo Wars is the first chronologically, but I think that's a strategy
Yeah,
game, so
that's
we can wipe that
strategy.
one out. Halo Reach is the first chronological
That's it.
one. Then Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3 ODST, then Halo 3, Halo Spartan Assault, Halo 4, Halo Spartan Strike, and then Halo 5, and then Halo Wars 2, and then Halo Infinite, which is the most recent. So yeah, I've never played Halo Reach, but I think he did. So that was the first, because that was like very like co-op-y. Like, I remember being in the back of a buggy and stuff, and so we've done that. We've done a few missions on that, but I did start feeling a little bit sick when I was playing it as well,
Motion sickness.
which a little bit of motion sickness, yeah. So I don't know if it's the Xbox or if it's the game or what, but yeah, it obviously we played it for about 2 or 3 hours. So I think it was a good time to call it. But that's the last time we played it, and it's like, yeah, we'll jump back on. But if it is coming to PlayStation, I think that gives us. I don't see how we don't play it on PlayStation, because we play Call of Duty and things like that. So 100%.
I'm not
We'd
really,
definitely be playing it.
I'm not really hyped for Halo, but I'm kind of on the same boat as you, where it's like my pal was like pure into Halo, but we never played it together. So it's like he'd probably be
Yeah.
like, "Mate, let's get Halo," and I'll be like, "Nah, fine, all right, let's do it. Jump on Halo."
Do you know what I'd be very interested to see is because it's a Master Chief collection, that's like all, I don't know how many games are listed, like 6 or 7. So it's all of them, right?
Mm.
Do you think there would be individual platinum trophies, or do you think it would just be a platinum trophy for like? Do you know how like Mass Effect, the the trilogy, it's got like all three of them under one house for the
Mm-hmm.
platinum, or like
I
Uncharted
think
Lost
I think it'll be
Legacy
like
collection where you have to do four and that.
the Lara Croft trilogy, the Tomb Raider. They've got that where
So you have
it's
to play all
you don't
three.
even get a platinum. I don't think for the Tomb Raider
Oh,
trilogy. I think you need to go to PS4 to get 3 platinums, and if you do it on PS5, I don't even know if you get a platinum. I think it's just 3 trophy lists.
because I mean their Xbox or Microsoft are no stranger to actually bringing some games over because they've brought a couple. Was it Hi-Fi Rush,
Grounded,
High on Life, Grounded? There's another one, a pirate one or something.
Sea of Thieves
I
is the
think.
pirate.
See if I'm pretty sure they've all got well, I know High on Life definitely does, and Hi-Fi Rush, whatever it's called, they've definitely got platinums. I'm pretty sure. Um, so I'm assuming Master
But
Chief
they're
Collection hopefully gets a platinum.
they're single games, not like a collection of games.
Yeah, so that is obviously the question. Maybe it would just be one platinum for everything. I would like there to be a platinum. Put it that way. I think it'd be really fun because especially doing is it Lasso, which is like the just insanely difficult uh, campaign of all of
Mm-hmm.
the modifiers would be some great fun, especially co-op. Because I know,
I don't know
yeah,
about co-op,
I know
man. That would be
Sandwiches
brutal.
has been a victim of going through that entire Halo series. So hats off to him on that crazy challenge. But yeah, it'll be cool to see. And whether it happens is another thing. Obviously, it is a leak, and our source is trust me, bro. But the where we've got that information from is the Switch 2 that obviously got announced very recently. And when they do like promotional sort of, I don't know, on Amazon where they're selling the Switch, they'll obviously have like a picture of it and it's got like the dashboard. And on
Mm-hmm.
the dashboard, it's got a bunch of different games. And on that dashboard has the icon for the Master Chief Collection. So seemingly, if that leak is true, of course, it could be a great bit of Photoshop and we've all been duped. But at least Nintendo Switch 2 could potentially be getting the Halo collection. So you'd like to think that PlayStation would get it at some point because Microsoft would just be getting so much money, wouldn't they?
What
If we're thinking about it.
what Xbox games would you want to come to PlayStation outside of Halo?
Dead, Dead Rising 3. Is it Dead Rising? Yeah.
Yeah,
Dead
three's the one
Rising?
that's on Xbox.
Yeah. Dead Rising 3. I can't say I really care for the Dead Rising series. I know I'm playing through the first one for the very first time on my channel. So, I mean, I've still not finished it. I've only streamed it for like 2 hours. But number one never really appealed to me. Number two, it was kind of cool, but never really appealed to me. Number three, though, it just looks so good. Maybe it's because I've got the fear of missing out because it was an Xbox One exclusive and I was watching it day one on my PS4 with nothing to play. But it looks so good. So I'd really love to see that come over, but probably not.
Mate, that was fun with the vehicles. You just make like pure
Yeah.
mad vehicles. That was his thing.
I, I think I may have briefly played Gears of War, but I think that's probably the big one, isn't it? Gears.
Mate, I'd love Gears of War.
Gears of War. But I'm gonna one up myself here. Fable.
Oh, the Fable trilogy.
That Fable trilogy would be beautiful to have on PlayStation. But yeah, I mean, it's the thing. It's like there's a couple of games. Obviously, Starfield would be interesting to play, but I feel like that was hyped up to be something, and it just never. Like that's the reason why I brought the Xbox. And then I was like, oh, do you know what? Like, I'm not actually. I don't know if I actually really care for it. Like right now, I'll probably wait and hope that it comes to PlayStation, and it might be. There's like been so many rumors,
Mate, I've pure
so
went
I'm just
off
waiting.
Bethesda. See, like Skyrim, Oblivion, Starfield doesn't interest me. Like, mate, I was thinking about going back to Skyrim and getting that platinum, and
Skyrim's good.
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I can be arsed.
No,
I've kind of
Skyrim's
sick of the
good. Skyrim's
Bethesda
good.
model kind of thing. I mean, I'll do Fallout
I'd say modern.
just because I want to really get all the Fallout games.
Yeah, the the problem with Bethesda is that I feel obviously game development does take a long time, but I feel like that has been the problem. Like, when did Skyrim came out on PS3?
Yeah, it was
That's
the
probably
11th of the 11th, 2011. Or was it the 10th of the 10th?
uh,
It's one of the
I don't
two.
know, but it's basically 15 years ago without any follow up, which is obviously far too long in my opinion. I know they've been working on Starfield, and of course they've probably been working on the new Elder Scrolls game in the background, but it's sometimes you leave things too long and people forget. Like, I know GTA 6, there's obviously been quite a big gap from GTA 5 to GTA 6, but I feel like if they left it a few more years, I don't know how much people would care.
Mm.
I mean, again, it is a Rockstar game, so people probably still would, but I don't know. I feel like you've got the fear of if you leave something for too long, then something better will come and fill your spot quite easily. I don't know.
Mate, no, what I would love. I'm not even really like a racing kind of guy. Like, I'm not a fan of racing games. I'm bad at them, to be honest with you.
Mm.
But Forza was actually good. Forza Horizon 3, and I think it's 4 as well. The one that's in Australia and the one that's in the UK, mate, the games were amazing. I loved Forza. That's what my Xbox became, was like a Forza machine. That's what I used it for.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say at my girlfriend's house, her like dad and brothers have like the entire rig of like Xbox steering
Oh, the
wheel
steering wheel
and
and
yeah, and they were playing Forza. Like, to be fair, it generally looks like a really good racing simulator. Like, I will give it to them. I know obviously PlayStation have Gran Turismo, which is probably good. I don't know. I
it's
don't
more
do
like
racing games,
realism
but
kind of thing.
yeah. But I looked at Forza. I was like, yeah, I'll probably play Forza over Gran Turismo. I don't know what opinion that
Oh, mate, all
is
day, every
rated
day.
in the gaming space, whether that's a hot take or not. But yeah, no, that'd be cool. Yeah, it's a weird one though. I hope that the games do come over to PlayStation, because at the end of the day, it's just a money glitch for Microsoft, because we're going to pay for it, aren't we? So, um, but I don't think it's enough for me to switch over to Xbox fully, and I still haven't. Like, I've brought the console, but I've still never committed.
Nah.
I don't know about yourself. What what would it take you to switch,
Um,
or would it
I
not?
feel like there'd need to be like a few things. I think number one would be like my pals move to Xbox. I feel like that's a big one where it's like, see if all of
Yeah,
a sudden it's like you're the only one on PlayStation and it's like, just want to jump on and play this game? And it's like, oh, well, I hope it's got cross platform kind of thing. I think that'd be one
yeah,
of the big ones. Um, it needs better exclusives, like single player exclusives. Like, it's not, like, there's nothing on Xbox that you go, I need to play that. I need to buy an Xbox to play this. Especially when I've got a
Oh, I mean,
PC, like I can just, like, it's always on Xbox and PC. So if there was something I
yeah,
wanted to
Xbox
play
and PC.
bad enough, like my PC can run
Yeah.
pretty much everything, so I'm fine on that front. And then also, like, the achievement, I don't understand the gamer score. Like, I liked gamer score, and then when I went on PS3 and I got trophies, I preferred that so much more, because it's like, see if I look at your profile and you've got like 60,000 gamer score. I don't know if that's like impressive or not. I don't know what that equates to with platinum trophies. So see if they had like a just something that indicated like somebody's 100%ed so many games kind of thing. But
Yeah, like a completed tab, like of this 60,000.
I see, even
I
if
don't
it's
know.
like a wee coin, so I just click on your profile and it's like Defroth's got 26 Xbox coins for like 100% and stuff. Like something that indicates
Yeah,
kind of thing. Because like gamer score is just like I've got 50,000 gamer score, I think it is. I don't even know if that's good or bad.
I don't know. I think I've probably got about 10 gamer score, so I've only played a handful of games. So, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think the switch over would definitely need to be if your friends are going, but I guess in this modern world where Discord is a thing, it just, it you don't need to. The Being realistic, right? I think two things for me is I know they've recently released like a pro controller of some sort that looks like a PlayStation DualShock 5.
Oh yeah,
So
seen that.
because one of the things I don't really get on with is like the Xbox controller, especially the one that comes with the basic console. It's quite flimsy and hollow. I like the weight of the PlayStation one. So assuming that you get, I guess you'd invest into it, but assuming you had a decent base controller or just a controller like similar to PlayStation, that would make me consider it a lot more. But free online, no having to pay memberships like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live, just free.
That would make you jump.
I think it would definitely help the case, yeah. Because I think I don't buy PlayStation. Maybe I do now. I get PlayStation Plus for the games, but ultimately I need it to play the online games. That's like we've just been conditioned into forgetting about that we're actually paying to play online games, which should be free, and we're just getting the games for free. Because I don't know, it'd be weird for me to cancel my PlayStation Plus membership because obviously I do get a lot out of it from playing games, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. I've only got it to play online. If I didn't play online, then I wouldn't.
Nah,
I'd let it run out.
I've always had, even when I was on PS3, I had PS Plus just for the monthly games. So even when it went to like PS4 and it's all you need to pay for online, it's like I'm paying it anyway to get access to
Yeah.
all the games. So I never really thought
So
it was paying to play online.
yeah. I mean, obviously, Xbox were the ones that
Yeah, they done it
made you
first.
pay for. Yeah, they did it first. So I guess they'd never make it free in this modern age because it's a good
But I think
money
Xbox do a
scheme.
lot of stuff better than PlayStation, like backwards compatibility. Like
Oh,
OG
100%. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Xbox games,
100%.
make the amount of 360 games you can like plug in and play or download because you've not got a disc tray on that one. But
Yeah, assuming they've not been delisted. I'm kind of gutted because Left 4 Dead, I think, has been delisted from the digital store. So you can only get it physically now. And obviously, I
I think I've got it
don't.
physical. Left 4 Dead 2 on a 360.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it on my Steam account, and that's where I primarily played it when I did. But that is an absolutely goated game that I'd love to give a whirl. If it's obviously not going to come over to PlayStation, but it'd be pretty cool if it did. Or Left 4 Dead 3. I know Back for Blood is the spiritual successor, but an actual Left 4 Dead 3 would go off.
See, especially if it done like what Left 4 Dead 2 done, where it gave you all the Left 4 Dead 1 missions as well. Yeah,
Yep,
that'd be
just
good.
everything from before, just with new liquor paint, obviously adding in whatever. Do you know what? Give me 5 characters that you can play online with, not 4. Give me 5 players. Really switch it up. Give me six
Go
players.
crazy.
Give me a give me a full Call of Duty team. Make the maps huge. I don't know. It would be cool to see Left 4 Dead 3. Whether Valve actually do it, because they're cursed, aren't they, when it comes to making the third
Yeah, they
entry of
never did the
games.
third.
Never do it. But yeah, personally, I don't think I would switch. But you'd need, as you said, you'd need some form of good trophy indication or something like platinums, not just gamer score. Better exclusives, more worthwhile exclusive, let's say, and know that they're not going to come over to the other console because it's all well and good them having Bethesda, but it's like you just know that that is going to like Starfield will come to PlayStation eventually. I know it's obviously been a few years or a year or so, but I don't know. It's just money. Like you can't ignore the amount of people on PlayStation as well that would generally buy it because I don't really know how Game Pass makes money because you're
Yeah, I
getting
don't know.
games on it. It's a great deal, and it's I think Microsoft like having people in the subscription world, which is I guess an interesting model. But in terms of like developers, they're probably not seeing much return off somebody paying £4 a month, and their game like the share that they must get off it must be very small. At least with PlayStation, you know that if a game's 60 quid, obviously PlayStation are going to take their share for putting it on their store, but they're still getting a far greater share by actually selling the
Yeah, but you
full
get
game.
PS Plus Extra and Premium and stuff like that. It's just the same.
Yeah, but like I don't know, you would like for instance, let's use Insomniac, like the Marvel Spider-Man exclusives. You'd never see that day one on PlayStation Plus,
Nah, but
would you? Like, but
God of War
Xbox do.
Ragnarok ends up on it like a year later.
Yeah, I mean, it's still. I guess the fans of it buy it, don't they? And then again, I don't know how the Plus subscription works. Whether the games get a percentage. I'm assuming they do, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
based on
I've never
downloads.
known how it works. I always assumed that's what it was if you get like X amount of downloads, you get
Yeah.
like when you hit so many
Unless
downloads, you get paid X amount. So many downloads, paid X amount again.
Sony pay the devs for like not a, I don't want to say license, but let's say we're going to give you 200 grand. We're going to put it on for free for 2 years because obviously games rotate in and out, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know
I think
down in the
it's
comments.
also used as like a marketing thing. Like a lot of time you'll see it. It's like, oh, the sequel's coming out, so we'll put this on PS Plus Extra to get people to play it. And then when the sequel comes out in a month's time, they've already played it. They know what's happening going into it, so hopefully they buy it.
Yeah, which is it. It's interesting you say that about marketing and stuff because obviously the God of War Ragnarok is one of the upcoming games on PlayStation Plus, but we had recent news that there was a God of War live service game that was cancelled, and it's weird that you say that, and they've cancelled that God of War live service game. I'm not too sure of the exact date of when it's cancelled, but they've obviously added God of War Ragnarok, so it's like they've got people talking about God of War, and then maybe if there was an announcement about the live service game, it would have worked well for the marketing. But obviously, it's kind of done the reverse that people are talking about it because it's been cancelled, not because it's coming out. Just a interesting comparison there, I thought.
I mean, who cares about a live service? God of War, let's be honest. Was
Mate, I
MD
could
going to
not
buy it?
give.
Was MD going to play it? I mean, there's like God of War fans that would have played it, but it's just not
How many God?
interesting at all.
Yeah, just. Do you know what though? I'm probably best not to speak on this because I always shit on Horizon. Is it Zero Dawn? Is that what it's called? Horizon. I always shit on it. I just couldn't get into it. Fair enough. Obviously, people enjoy different things, but it's like one of Sony's best-selling games, and like the millions of people that play it. I'm just like, oh my word! Like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't there a. We'll get into this list because it's a whole topic in itself, but I'm just thinking God of War probably has similar numbers of millions of people that like it. So maybe a live service game would have worked. I don't know. I mean, I personally couldn't have seen it being successful, but people like Horizon. There's a very big market of people that enjoy Horizon. I'm sure it's very similar with God of War as well.
God of War's got like history though. God of War's like all the way back to the PS2. Like they actually had like, good games and stuff like that. Like, I didn't like the 2018 one, but I can
The older,
understand why people liked it, kind of thing. It just wasn't my
it's
cup of
got
tea.
heritage,
Heritage.
heritage, heritage.
But mate, Horizon's just ass. I don't know how it's like the most selling. It's got to have just been bundled in with consoles. It's got to be like the Wii Sport kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like Wii Sports is the
Yeah,
most sold game.
this game is so bad. Have it for free.
Yeah, but I mean, let's get into it then. Jeff Grubb says that he was told Sony's latest cancellations of live service games is because of Concord, that amazing game that lasted, what was it, 2 weeks? Something like that lasted.
Was it even that?
I'm not even sure. Mate, I wish I get the platinum for it though. That'd be like a cool flex, wouldn't it? But
It would be a very cool flex.
so on his, I wrote it down, podcast,
So yeah, just
Don't Mess, no, Game Mess Decides, episode 381. He said Sony's been shell shocked from Concord and now they're going around to every studio and they're reassessing every single project. If it's a live service project, it has a lot of friction going against it, preventing it from getting a chance to actually come out. So Concord has got a bunch of games cancelled.
yeah, which is probably yeah, no, it probably is a good thing, but I don't know. A lot of games have already been cancelled before Concord shat the bed. just to make that a point. Obviously, we've got a list to go through, and I'm sure you'll be able to share the list for the visual viewers at some point as well. But like just off the top of my head, we know that The Last of Us Online was cancelled way before we even knew what Concord was, and it's the same with the Spider-Man game as well. That was meant to be like a multiverses
The Great Web.
Spider-Man game. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like that was leaked in the Insomniac breach, which is a crazy thing to even think about. I can't believe how it's just been brushed under the rug there. But like a lot of good, what I would say, good games that people actually wanted were cancelled before Concord even came onto the scene and pooped the bed. And then obviously I guess it's good that the games that are questionable are now being cancelled. If a game like The Last of Us Online, would you have
Oh yeah,
wanted to play
mate, that'd have
that?
been class.
Yeah. Spider-Man: The Great Web, would you have been interested in that or given it a chance
I
at
never
least?
really seen much about it. But mate, Last of Us Online, see if it was like Last of Us meets The Division. Like, that's a day one purchase.
Oh,
Mate, that'd have been amazing.
it would like infinite money glitch. And maybe it wasn't going in the right direction. Maybe the devs couldn't work out how to make it successful, right? So I guess maybe it's been cancelled for a good reason because it could have been a slop. But yeah, it's bizarre that games like that do have potential of what fans want get cancelled, and obviously Concord happens, and then they're going around and knocking the door down for other studios, which I mean is fair enough because some of the games on the list you're like, why would you want a live service game there
So
when there's already enough already?
let's go through the list. So this is the updated list of cancelled live service games from PlayStation in the past year. So we've got Concord taken offline with refunds issued, the unannounced God of War game, which neither of us would have been interested in,
Nope.
Last of Us Online, Spider-Man: The Great Web, Bend Studio Multiplayer. I never even heard anything about this one, but Bend, the people behind Days Gone, Siphon Filter, we're doing a multiplayer game.
Oh,
Nobody,
do you think it would have been Days Gone Online?
hopefully not. For their sake, I
Hopefully not.
hope not. Um, Twisted Metal, mate, a Twisted Metal game would have been class. See,
Multiplayer though, is that just not Destruction All Stars?
I've not played Destruction All Stars. I don't really know much about
It's
it. But mate, Twisted Metal coming out when the TV show's coming out, because season 2 will be
yeah.
coming out this year or next year with Anthony Mackie. And mate, I don't know if you've seen season 1, but that was a good show.
No, I've not. I've not seen it because I think it was on a streaming service I don't have. But from what I saw, like the production value, it did look really good. And I know that the game obviously has a lot of history to PlayStation as well. So it's almost, I don't want to say a strong fan favorite, but there's definitely love for it, isn't there? Like people would probably appreciate a new entry,
It's
wouldn't
got
they?
nostalgia. You had Twisted Metal 1, 2 on the PS1. You had, there was a Twisted Metal game on the PS2. Was it Twisted Metal Dark? Something like that, I think it was called. And then there's Twisted Metal PS3, but it's not been seen since then. I mean, you can play the PS1 version on 4 and 5, but it's
Yeah.
kind of a bit janky.
I mean, it's always a weird one with racing games, especially open world
That's
ones,
combat.
dependent on.
It's not racing.
What do you mean,
It's like
Oh, is it
car.
combat?
Yeah, it's car combat. It's not racing.
Oh,
Last man
it's a
standing.
car. Yeah, sorry, I just assume they're all the same. It's wrong of me to generalize. Kind of like, I don't know, some of the modes in Wreckfest, for instance, they're like almost battle royale, like you're trying to destroy all of the other vehicles. Is that what Twisted Metal's like?
Yeah.
Is that
So it's like you pick your
yeah,
vehicle. You can be like a motorbike, but like missiles that it fires, or you can be like a big 18
yeah,
wheeler thing. You get weapons on the
hmm.
vehicles.
Yeah? 'Cause, I mean, it's also key to remember that live service doesn't necessarily mean like battle royale or hero shooter. It could have a bit of a single player story, couldn't it? But then it's obviously got multiplayer with like a season pass and roadmap.
Hmm.
So I mean, Twisted Metal, yeah, it could have had a bit of a camp. I don't know how the games works when I played them, but could have had a bit of a campaign, and then could have had a multiplayer, and people probably would have enjoyed it and played it. Because I've played Wreckfest. Have you played Wreckfest? It's like
No, I think I've seen TikToks of
again,
them.
yeah, it's like it's the first video I made back coming to Platinum YouTube, like one of the first Platinums on my journey again, and that had like a mode where you needed to like wreck all of the other opposition and stuff. So I don't know. The Wreckfest 2 is coming out, so maybe they've cancelled Twisted Metal in favor of Wreckfest 2. I
Is that a
don't know.
Sony game though? Wreckfest.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, I think it was shown at one of the showcases. It's an exclusive. I'm pretty certain to PlayStation. So maybe they think there's more worth in the Wreckfest 2 game than Twisted Metal. I don't know. Sounds like Twisted Metal would probably be a bit more fun and arcadey, whereas like Wreckfest has a little bit more on the side of realism, obviously despite destroying the cars. Anywho,
Yeah, Twisted Metal would have been cool. The whole point of like Twisted Metal is you play with like, each car, so like you do multiple playthroughs. Because at the end, there's this guy that will grant you a wish. So it's like each person's different wish what they want. It's cool. I like the Twisted Metal. But anyway, London Studios co-op game. Studio closed. Mate, London Studios doing a co-op game.
My boys.
That'd have been cool. Your boy, mate. They were
I was
your
gonna
boys, weren't they?
my boys and girls. It's one of those ones where it's like I feel like London Studio was like a proper like wasn't they like a little indie studio, like they just pop out like the occasional like small banger and things like
They've
that.
done a lot
Like
of big games back on the PS2.
yeah, I can understand why they've shut down. I don't. It's sad, and obviously a lot of people lost their jobs. But you think about what they probably were making at the time of shutdown, and I don't know. Not for me personally. I know there's obviously what they may have been working on would interest people, but
I think
I feel like in this
the last game
this
they'd
day and
done
age,
would have either been Erica or the VR game Blood and Truth. I think it's one of the two is the last that they done.
yeah, they were doing a lot of VR stuff. I think,
Mate, they done
which was
iToy as well back on the PS2. They done SingStar.
yeah. I don't know. What they probably were successful because they're like gimmick games for like kids, like SingStar and that toy thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, just get it for your kid for Christmas. So it probably done quite well. But it's like, I don't know. You deep it in 2020, whenever they got shut down. What 23, 24,
Mhm.
whenever they closed down. It's a different world of gaming. Like, I don't think you can get away with that. Obviously, I'm not taking away from Erica being a good game and the VR stuff, but I don't know. I don't think that's enough to keep the lights on. And as sad as it sounds, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I think Sony made the right move shutting them down. I just couldn't see how they're contributing to the wider PlayStation um, stuff.
Um, Deviation Games multiplayer game, and Deviation Games. I've never heard this studio before. They're shut and they never even released a game, so we can just move
No.
straight on. Move straight on
Did
to
they
that
not
one.
have any like developers that moved over from like? Do
I think
you know
it
what I mean?
was
Like,
Jason Plundell was who they had.
isn't he the geezer from COD? Is he the guy from Call of
Yeah,
Duty?
Treyarch. Black Ops
That's a
1 to
shame.
4, I think it is. Campaign and then zombies story kind of thing. So back when
Yeah.
Call of Duty was good.
Do you know what though? Again, right decision for that being because yeah, it's Jason Blundell's or was his studio, right?
Yeah.
Is he yeah, like it sounded cool, but I hate to say it, but you're never going against Call of Duty. It's so big now. You could release like as I've not played X Defiant, and I know it died probably after a few weeks, but like that looked good, didn't it? Like it looked good. It played well. It had no skill-based matchmaking. It was just pure vibes, and that's what the people wanted. And it's now shutting down this year, or about to be shut down. I
I
don't know.
think
It's like
Call of Duty's kind of like that cockroach that can't die. Let's just get the name power that so many
yeah,
casuals will just play it. There's so many people that they're not even really into video games that much anymore. But it's like, right, finished work. I'll jump on and play COD. I'll jump on and play COD with my pals, kind of thing. I think there's so many
yeah,
people that it's kind of just ingrained in them that Call of Duty will never die, as
mate. It
bad as it
won't.
is.
Like obviously, obviously there's been so many bad things that has happened with the higher ups at Activision, and obviously that's still not really affected anything to do with it. Obviously, it's now with Microsoft, so you'd like to think that they're moving in a better direction. But yeah, it's just so big. I think the only people that could stop them would be EA with Battlefield, but even then, it's Battlefield still. I don't know. It's always been second to COD in my opinion. It's obviously been close, but it's always been second. I know you may disagree because you like Battlefield a lot more than me, but especially with like the recent fall loss of the Battlefield games, it's like they
Aye.
have a chance with the new one to bring it back to make a good one, but you know,
I like Battlefield, but their problem's always that they release a game and then take like a year to fix it. So like they'll
right?
release it and then it's like not as good as it should be. And then in a year's time it's amazing, but by then so many people have already tried it and not liked it or seen the reviews that are bad.
Yeah.
So it's like too little too late kind of thing.
Do you know what would be good is you get Jason Blundell Studio. They go over and they help Battlefield make a really good campaign
Nah, game Medal of Honor.
or Medal of like. Do you know what I mean? Just what would you even do if like Duty of Cool? Like what do you do that's new in the shooter universe? Like the only thing I could think of is maybe making a sci-fi one, but then you've got Halo. So it's like where'd you go?
Nah, if I was EA, you would reach out to them and you go, look, what you done with Black Ops? Date with Medal of Honor. There you go.
Yeah, valid.
Because Medal
Yeah.
of Honor's still kind of. I'd say Medal of Honor might have more name power than Battlefield.
The thing is, though, they've not released a game since PS3. Am I right in saying
They've done a
that?
VR game.
Oh, come on now. VR doesn't count.
They've done a VR game, but at the same time, it's like because they've not released in so long, they've not got
It
as
could come
bad a
back. It could
name.
be. Yeah, it could be
Whereas,
huge.
like, you might be like, oh, I played the last Battlefield, it was shit. I'm not buying another
Yeah.
Battlefield game. Like the last one I bought.
Yeah.
Whereas Medal of Honor, I've not played Medal of Honor since years ago. I forgot about Medal of Honor. I'll jump on it. I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that with Medal of Honor, it's single. There's obviously multiplayer, but it's always single player focused. I thought, whereas Battlefield, they do focus more on the multiplayer, and the campaign does take a bit of a backseat.
Mm,
Obviously, going from 2042, which was purely just a multiplayer game, I believe, so no campaign at all. It's
yeah.
it's obviously not in their focus, and I mean, in this day and age, why would it be when it's a live service game? You get so much money from skins and battle passes. I guess you have to half-ass the campaign. But yeah, I agree with you on that one. Pump some money into Medal of Honor because it's already got the power behind it. But what's next up on our list?
Payback, which is a third person Destiny spin off from Bungie that get cancelled. Because, mate, I forgot Sony owns Bungie.
Well, yeah, but it's a complete mess, isn't it? To my knowledge, I think obviously PlayStation have it, they own it, but they left everyone in their places at Bungie, so they never.
I think they did. I think it's changed.
Well, yeah, now it's changed because it's been such a mess within like the past year or two. So Sony have been like, right, we're coming in, we're gutting it, we're putting our people here, and we're gonna make this work. But yes, for a period of time, they just let them operate how they as is. It's strange that it's a Destiny spin-off. Does that mean it's in the Destiny universe? Like,
Yeah, it's Destiny
why?
Universe, but it's not like main story kind of thing.
Well, but couldn't you just call it Destiny 3? If it's
Mm,
because Destiny doesn't really have. Don't shoot me here, Destiny fans, but I don't really know what the story is. But surely, if you just made a Destiny 3 and went to a different side of the universe or galaxy, it would be fine with whatever a spin-off was trying to achieve.
I
It's a
don't.
bit like Star Wars, isn't it?
I don't
Like,
know a
there's
lot
so many
about
different
Destiny,
ones.
but I'm pretty sure there's like a big story to it kind of thing.
Mm,
So I might,
no.
if I had to guess, it's probably like there's a character in it that everybody likes that died, so it might just be spin off like him or something. And
Oh,
it's a
right.
multiplayer game,
I
so
didn't
it
even.
couldn't be. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a
Uh,
shame because I like Bungie. Or did.
and Horizon MMO game. I'm
Yeah,
heartbroken.
but tears,
That could
tears.
have joined
I'll
my.
get the tiny,
I know. I was just about
violin.
to buy Horizon Lego as well, but there's no point.
Do you know what? The Horizon Lego game, I think I'd have more fun playing that than the actual Horizon game.
I think I'd have more fun playing with actual Lego in real life than playing a Horizon Lego game.
Apparently, the Platinum Journey is meant to be quite awful for the
Is
Horizon
it?
Lego game. Yeah, apparently, someone in my Discord said they've like changed the flow of how Lego games flow, I believe, and it's just a bit weird how it's structured. But yeah, I can't comment because I don't know. I'm paying £50 for a Lego version of a game that's already out and been made free so many times is a bit of a bizarre thing.
So that is
But you know,
all the cancelled games, but there's still some that live for now. Things could change.
and who could they be,
Marathon.
Chris?
Marathon. That is a
Oh,
Bungie FPS
running?
game.
No, not a running game then.
It was out in '94, I think the original was. I think it was on Mac.
Not really.
Yeah, I think it was on Mac. But yeah, that was
Does it have
'94.
the Does it have the potential to kill Call of Duty? Does it have the potential to challenge
Nah,
or not?
it's
No.
a sci-fi PvP extraction. So I doubt it.
Sounds interesting, but with I don't know. It's very meh, isn't it? We've seen it before. Don't really care for that.
And then we also got Fair Games, but the S is a dollar sign. which I don't know if you remember that one, that got revealed in 2023. It's like a heist game, competitive heist. So it's like I'm on a team, I like four, you're on a team of four, there's like maybe three or four, like four other teams, and we're all trying to rob the same bank or something like that. Don't know if you
Okay.
remember that.
I I feel like I've got an image or like very early test footage of it. I feel like if
Hmm.
that's the game I'm thinking of in my head, but it seemed like it was still a way off in terms of development, which it obviously would be.
Yeah, I checked
It
their Twitter feed. There's been no update since 2023, so
It's
that's
never a good sign, is
yeah,
it?
it's getting taken run back real soon. Put down little
Yeah,
jello.
cool idea, cool idea. But being realistic, if you're going to play a heist game, you'd probably just play Payday in some form, even though that is pretty shite nowadays. I don't really think there's a big enough market. Just think of the many millions that have been wasted on these games,
Mate, it's
and bearing in
mad.
mind that all live service, and you think you could have just pumped that into like one really good game,
Not
probably
even
single player.
not even that. The
But
the God of War game was Ben's Studio and Blue Point game, I think it was the two that were working on it. And it's like, mate, you
oh
could have
yes,
Blue Point. You could have just put them on remaster duty. Killzone, Infamous, Resistance. Like, get it work, boys. You know what I mean? Get it off the PS3. Easy money.
because they've done other remasters, right?
They done
I think
Uncharted.
you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know. Yeah, they know what they're doing, taking games from PS3 to PS4. It's sad that they've been coined into working on a live service game when I don't know. It seems like their lane is very much remastering and bringing games over in port. So it's I don't know. Maybe they wanted to change up and work on a live service, but I don't know. Stick to what you're good to, and there's always money in remasters, isn't there? It's again easy money.
Yeah. Stay in your lane, boys. Horizon Online by Guerrilla Games. That's still happening.
Still, oh
So
please no,
one
no.
Horizon door closes, another opens. So we've still got
I
one
just
Horizon game to look forward to.
well, saying that, it's one of Sony's best-selling games, so there's probably the numbers and things like that behind it to make it seem like it's worthwhile for them. But yeah, I can't really say it's going to be my cup of tea. I don't know. It could look really good though, and I could eat my words and maybe enjoy it. So
Here's one that might be up your alley. Bungie is working on a game. All we know about it is it's codenamed Gummy Bears, and it's a MOBA.
yeah,
That's literally all we know about it. But a MOBA,
no,
you're getting into Smite. So,
yeah. I was going to say though, it's League of Legends exists, Smite exists.
Dota.
I'm sure there may be enough. Dota exists. Like, do they really need to do that? It's almost the question of Concord. Did they really need to do an Overwatch clone? And that is my exact reaction to Bungie, codename Gummy Bears, making a MOBA. Just why? Just just stick in your lane. Make a knockoff Halo. I know that's what Destiny kind of is, but like, do you know what I mean? Just do something that you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
Not that. Oh no. I don't know if there is, but obviously MOBAs are like third person, aren't they? Like over top looking down. I don't know if it exists, but a first person MOBA that could be interesting. Maybe that's what Bungie are doing. That's the only thing I could think that would interest me because that would completely switch up the game, wouldn't it? A first person MOBA.
Um,
Maybe it exists somewhere, but
could do. Uh,
maybe that's what it is.
and the last in development is a new Jason Blundell game. And I had to look about, try to find stuff out about it, and it literally just says it's an action game in a new sci-fi universe, and that he's teaming with Bungie. So, mate, Bungie all over the live service.
Yeah, interesting. Hopefully that'll be good then, because obviously Jason Blundell does have his accolades from his time at Call of Duty, and Bungie for the most part do have quite a good rep to an extent, don't they, with their track record? So hopefully that happens, and Bungie seem like busy little bees. Sony are making them actually work for once because it seems like there's
I mean,
obviously
they're
been a
working, but
period of
is
time
work
where,
getting done? I mean, where are these games? You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I think it was more so just the issues with Destiny, wasn't it? I feel like that's what they were just solely focused on for so long, and there was obviously a number of issues, I think, with Destiny or Destiny 2 at some point, and yeah, probably not actually working on new games. So hopefully they've had the boot up the butt and they're gonna be working for that paycheck.
But
But I didn't realize how expensive it is, like development of games. I think if you're not subscribed or watch these people called Rocket Sloth, they're two guys that do like kind of long form videos that are quite good, and they were talking about like cancelled games. I'm pretty sure, or like the development costs of cancelled games, and obviously there's no real figures, but they're like surmising of like this studio was based in Texas. The average salary for a game designer is 200K. They had 30 game designers. Like it's already in the millions, and that's just for 1 year's wages. Like it's crazy how expensive studios like it takes to make a game.
I think
Like I'm surprised they even make profits
some of
by
it
selling.
can be tax write-offs, though, I think.
Oh really?
Because that was the
Probably,
thing
yeah.
with, oh, there was a Warner Brothers film. Was it the Batgirl film? Where they ended up just
That girl.
cancelling it for a tax relief kind of thing.
I have no idea.
I'm sure it was
No idea
Batgirl.
about Batgirl.
It was
Did
something
you
like
get a
that.
TV show or something?
There was a TV show, but no, it was a film. And it was just, they ended up
Yeah,
just hanging it for the
Canada.
tax.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm sure it would have maybe been good, but I've never heard anything about it, so I can't really comment. Didn't know it existed until now.
But back to video games. So,
Yes, sir.
I have went out and we're going to play
You went out.
mate, I left the house.
Yay! Touch grass. Trophy
Um,
unlocked.
and I've looked up all the Sony IPs and I've cut it, I never put all of them in. I've cut it down to 30, so it's nice and a nice round number for us. But 30 Sony IPs we can play, smash or pass on, or save or shelf. I wrote we could do that.
I like save or shelf. Let's play a game of shave. Shave?
Shave?
No.
No, don't shave.
Oh no, don't shave. Let's play a game of save or shelf. I think that'd be fun to
All
do
right,
this week
so
of the Sony IPs.
I'm going to go through the Sony IPs and we just say whether we want them shelved or saved, or like kind of what we want to happen with them.
Yep,
All right.
sounds good. Of course, as well, if you're listening, let us know what you would want to save or shelf, or yeah, just let us know.
All right. Ape Escape.
Shelf.
Yeah, shelf. Did you ever play any of them?
Nope.
Mate, I tried
From
to.
what I understand, they're quite difficult as well. So
No, it was just boring. Mate, I tried playing one that's like, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, I can't play this. Like, maybe if I was a kid and I had like nostalgia attached to it, but nah.
yeah,
Astrobot.
I never played it as a kid. Save. Yeah, save that one.
Mate, I'd shelf him. I feel that he's done enough. Look, PS6,
Nah, it's
bring him
just,
back out. Look, what more can we do with him right now?
just the beginning. Just the beginning, bro. Maybe from all of those lists, one of the hidden games they're working on is an Astrobot MMO. Who knows?
Mate, imagine.
I'd love that, a battle royale.
Right, you're in charge of Sony, right? That's how we'll do
Yeah.
this. You're in charge
I'm
of
in charge. Yeah,
Sony.
yeah,
I'm coming to you with all
yeah,
these IPs. What do you want to
yeah,
do with
yeah.
Astrobot then? Because for me, I don't think there's much else they can do with it right now. Like when PS6 comes out, whatever new stuff that brings about, you bring Astrobot back out to let's show all the stuff. But like right now, like what do you do with
Well,
Astrobot?
it's just one game of the year and however many awards, so you can't. It's like I don't know, what's the thing in acting? Is it an Oscar? It's like winning an Oscar and just not doing any, like never acting again. Like, why would you? Why would you quit? I I agree with you. The PS6 is coming out, but that's not going to be till what 2027 as a prediction. So we've still got 2 years. Obviously, it takes a while to make games, so I'd expect they would still be pumping out DLC for Astro Box. They've been quite good with that. It's bold, but you could do Astrobot too. I don't think there's any harm in doing that because it's just light-hearted platforming fun, isn't it? Like that generally is a series, as long as it is very innovative each time and stays fresh and fun. you could just keep pumping them out like Mario because people still love Mario, don't they? Um, Maybe Astrobot 2 would be too aggressive as PlayStation 5 moves into the end of its life cycle, but you could maybe get a stopgap filler, a bit like Miles Morales Spider-Man. So it's just even shorter kind of game, not a sequel yet, but just something to tie you through until that next generation. But I don't see any harm if they were able to do Astrobot 2. I'm sure it would do very well. Get a fresh, upscaled version of it, remaster or remake of it for PS6, and then work on Astrobot 3 or Astrobot and Friends. Bring a new character.
Man,
Bring Sackboy back. I don't
man, I'd
know.
love to see Sackboy back, but I don't know.
Or Astrobot versus Sackboy. There you go.
Man, I just don't know where they do with Astrobot. To be honest, like I said, bring them out for like if they do another Vita or PS6, but right now I'm
I
like,
just think it. Yeah, I mean, we've had it, but I'm not the biggest platform player, but it's a platformer. It's kind of like people play them, don't they? People enjoy them, so I'm sure the people thinking of all of the level designs have so many crazy ideas, and they could change the dynamic of it as well to make it even more interesting as a platformer and just elevate more.
all right.
So
So you want
I'd
more
say that.
Astrobot?
I do,
Moving on,
yeah.
Buzz. You don't
Who?
know what Buzz is, do you?
No, it's like the blonde guy, isn't it? Isn't he like a talk show host? Is that the
Yeah.
thing?
Aye, so it's like back on
You,
the PS2, you had like the wee button. It's like a weird control
yeah,
thing.
it's button.
The red ball at the top, you hit a buzz in, then it's like four different buttons for your answer.
No, you can shelf that.
What, mate? I feel like they need to bring it back. Mate, I'd
Why?
love like a Buzz game.
People don't play at home with people in their house. It's all online.
Aye, but
Maybe as an online game, but
mate, me and my pal play. Oh, what's that game? Is it Family Fortunes or something like that? No, the one where it's got the black guy and he asks you like pure obvious questions. What's the one thing your wife wants in her mouth? Toot.
oh,
My
I think
cock,
it's Family
Harvey.
Fortunes.
Aye.
I think yeah, there's Family Fortunes, and they've got like a loads of different answers behind them, that right?
Aye, mate, me and my
And they're
pal
worth points.
will just randomly get steaming and play that, and it's some laugh. Mate, remember like 100v1 back in the day
100 V, what's that?
on the Xbox? You never think me that now.
No, I don't think so.
So it's like mind how you had like the wee Xbox emoji kind of guy avatar. So it's like there'd be like a
Yeah,
hundred of them, or in a like a stadium kind of thing, and then there'd be one guy, and you could get randomly selected for the crowd, and you had to. It would be like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire kind of thing. But mate,
sounds
Buzz, I'd love to
interesting.
see Buzz back. See, especially if it's like, updated and current kind of thing.
It's one of those ones where people love making mobile games. I feel like that would suit much better as a mobile game. Like, I just don't really see. I don't know. I've never played it. It's not my cup of tea. It does sound like you've got love for it though. So
Mate,
I'm still shelf.
Buzz, I'd love to see Buzz come back. Everybody's golf
Shelf.
shelf.
Yeah,
I am
just
kind of way. I could go with seeing everybody's golf again. I was never a bit. I played a wee bit out on the PSP, but that's about it.
thing is as well. Like, it's just a golf game, right?
Aye, but
I
it's
just
like
play
pure
PGA
cartoony.
25. Yeah, I don't know. The amount of money it would cost to make for the returns, it just wouldn't be worth it. IMO.
I think it would be that expensive. Here's one: The Getaway. Mate, it's got
Is
to
that
come
a
back.
so?
It's got to come
No, no, yeah,
back.
no. Save it, but I'm just trying to think. Is that a Sony exclusive? I
Yeah,
didn't realize it
yeah, that
was.
was Sony
Oh.
exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, save that bad boy. You can rinse that as well. Like remaster or remake it if you wanted to, and then do a sequel. Well, I don't know how the first one ended, but
I know
we'll just
there's a
make a
sequel.
completely new
There's
one.
The Getaway, and then there's The Getaway Black Monday.
Oh, well, then make a third one, or remaster them, or remake them and make a new one. I feel like there's plenty of stuff there for that.
Mate,
Interesting little game, that one.
I would kill for The Getaway to come back. I loved it.
Yeah, save that one, please.
Ghost of Tsushima slash Yotai.
Shelf.
I knew you were going to say shelf.
I think two's enough. I think three's milking it a bit too much, to be honest with you. I think last year in 2024, there were far too many games that were set in ancient Japan. Far too many games. Obviously, I think Ghost of Tsushima was it 2023 or like it came out a bit before, which sparked the really crazy trend of all of these games being set in that time period. Now into 2025, we've got the upcoming Assassin's Creeds. We've obviously got the Ghost of Tsushima sequel, Ghost of Yotai, and however many more games also want to be set in that time period. It's just oversubscribed and oversaturated now. I feel like Ghost of Yotai. I don't even think it's a day one purchase for me personally. I'm happy to wait for it, unless it looks astronomically amazing. Like I could sleep happy not playing it until it comes free on PlayStation Plus.
I never.
As good as it might be.
I like the gameplay for Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm kind of just burnt out on open world games. But mate, I'd love for them
Yeah.
to just keep that series going. Just keep bouncing about time periods. Just
Well,
keep
yeah. I
that.
mean,
Because like gameplay
if
wise, I
it's a
think it's solid.
yeah, if it's a different time period, then 100%. Like it'd be cool. I guess Assassin's Creed has done Vikings, but it would be cool to see other time periods. I would save it on that behalf, but then I don't know. Would you still call it Ghosts of and
Right,
just
because mate, they do
obviously
Assassin's Creed better than Assassin's Creed do Assassin's Creed right now.
yeah, valid, yeah. So with that perspective, then, if the direction was to shift to a completely different ancient country, whether it's Egypt, Greece, Rome, ancient England, wherever, just a different part of the world, then yeah, I'd say so because I know they've fast forwarded a few hundred years as well. So obviously the technology is going to be a little bit different in Ghost of Yotai. But yeah, I think if there was a third game in Japan, I feel like it would just be a bit too samey, to be honest. So in the middle, but or it was a shelf, but you've convinced me
Convinced you.
to say.
God of War.
Do you want to say my answer for me?
You asked me to talk right when I'm opening a can. I muted my mic trying to
Shelf.
be polite.
That's right. Yeah, shelf. I'm, if I'm the wrong person to ask her that because I'm not a historic fan of it. And do you know what? I would probably save it because I can appreciate the the fan service. I feel like a lot of times fans do get shat on and they get forgotten about with game series that they really love. So assuming that obviously in this hot seat you are obviously the top of Sony, you'd make sure that the games are still coming out that have got good quality, and as long as the story's good and it still makes sense to make it, then I would save it. Not for me personally though. I thought the God of War 2018. It's the only one I've played, and I just thought it was very mid. I'm going to play Ragnarok at some point in the future, but I'm in no rush to do
I
so.
would say keep it, but go back to like the old God of War games. Go
Old
back to
style,
that
yeah.
style. Or just go a completely different style. I don't know how they could, but I'd keep it.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think yeah, you'd save that one for the fans.
It's been going so long that it's like you can't really get rid of it. It's been on PS2, 3, 4, 5. Not many PlayStation series have done that. Usually they miss one or two.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive actually.
But God of War's been consistent for Sony. Gran Turismo.
It's another one. You'd save it, wouldn't you? Because it's the only racing game that competes with Forza and Xbox. But I mean, personally, it's a shelf.
Yeah,
I have no
personally,
interest in
I'm
that.
the same. I would just shelf it. I think that's the same as
Yeah,
God of War. It's been on every PlayStation console.
yeah, it has been. Yeah, I remember the box weirdly enough for the PlayStation One. I think I just have an image of that in my head.
All right, here's one. Big toffee for you here. All right. Might need to think about this. It might take you a second.
Is it Days
Horizon.
Gone? Oh, Horizon. Shelf that, please.
Just bury it, mate.
Yeah, do you know what? You're gonna have to put a limit on how many games I can shelf.
I thought about
Do,
doing
you-
that,
do you know?
but then
Do you know what we should have done? Do you know when you see them TikToks and it's like I don't know,
fuck Mary Kill.
10 thing. What?
Fuck, marry, kill.
No. It's like 10 things I wouldn't want to wipe my bum with,
Oh, and
right?
it
And like,
randomizes it.
not, yeah, like number one is like the best, and number 10's like what the least that you wouldn't. So like number one would be toilet paper, but then you could also get sandpaper, so you'd put it at 10. Like I feel like maybe we should have done the ranking like that. Anywho, let's keep it pressing. Maybe for next time.
But Horizon, set it on fire, bury it in the back
Yeah,
garden.
burn it to the ground. Sorry, Horizon fans.
Infamous.
Save,
Mate,
please.
save, bring it back. I loved Infamous.
Save. Yeah. By do you know what though? When they bring it back, I think it needs a remaster like The Last of Us Part One.
Mm.
I think that's the only suitable way to do it personally.
No Second Son, though. I think Infamous 1 and 2.
Yeah, Infamous One and Two. Sorry, we don't need Second Son or First Light. And then if not remaking it, why not Infamous Three or just Infamous and a new name or whatever? But yeah, I'd save that. I think it's long overdue, isn't it, to have an Infamous game of some sort because obviously it was on PS4, obviously a very early life cycle, but yeah, it'd be nice to see.
I've got the hat. I just realised. I've got the
Oh
collector's
yeah.
edition for Second Son. So I've got like the wee
Oh,
hat that says like Seattle 138, I think it is.
that's pretty
Um,
cool. Can you wear it next stream?
I'll need to try and dig it out. Jack and Daxter.
Oh man, I've never played a Jack or Dexter game in my life. It's a shelf for
Yeah,
me.
I'm the same. I
But
played Daxter. I think it was on the PSP, but no, never
it,
stood it.
do you know what though? It's one of those ones where it's almost like God of War. Hasn't that been on almost every like? It's almost a fan favorite. So logically, you probably would want to save it.
I think people like it, but I don't think it's. I think it's PS2. I guess pretty much
Hmm,
it. Uh, Did it have a PS3 release?
probably,
I don't think so.
surely.
I got enough off the top of my head. PS2 and PSP definitely. PS3, I'm not confident.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's that makes it into like the classics, doesn't it,
Mm.
of PlayStation stuff? But it's not for me personally.
Killzone.
Shelf. I've played a couple of them, but I don't know. I think I was too young when I played. I think it was probably Killzone 3 I may have played, which I don't think was maybe the best one. Was that on PS3?
They were on
I feel like
PS. Oh no, PS3 was 2 and 3. The original was
yeah, and
PS2.
then yeah. So I've played 3. I think I was too young to probably appreciate it, and then I played the one on PS4, and it was just a very was it like Shadow
Yeah,
something or
Shadowfall.
yeah, like I played that and it was just very forgettable, and I don't know. I'm sure people love the Killzone franchise, but it's almost like if I'm gonna play an FPS, I'd probably just play COD. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
It's
I
just
played Killzone 2, but I was too young to like appreciate it or enjoy it, kind of
yeah,
thing. And then Shadowfall, I just never really clicked, kind of thing.
yeah, very meh.
I think
It's
remaster the
go on.
trilogy, and then if that does well, do another Killzone.
Yeah, I was gonna say obviously I don't care for it, but I think it'd be interesting if they did give us even if it was like would it be Killzone 5 now technically? Was that Shadowfall one, or would you call it Killzone 4? I don't
I
really
don't know,
know.
it depends. But you had
G-
Killzone Mercenary on the Vita.
Oh right, but screw the remasters or remakes for a minute. If they just dropped the brand new one, like a new entry, I think that would probably be a fairer reflection of how the game should play and flow in as in a modern game. I think
Mm-hmm.
would be a better representation of playing an older title, however good it may or may not be, and
Just
making a
remake them
judgment
then.
on that.
Just do a full
Yeah,
remake.
remake
Just
them
stick to
or
the story.
yeah, I don't know. I'm still shelving it, but I think that's an idea maybe.
But mate, we've got a bunch of series to get through. Knack.
Isn't that already cancelled, or is that still? Is
I
that
don't know.
still?
We get Knack and we get Knack 2.
Yeah, well, let's make it knack free.
You want to keep it going?
Yeah, I want to keep it going. Yeah, save that.
All right.
It's quite a difficult platinum as well, isn't it? So
I think it is. I think it's
provides a
like an
good.
8 or a 9.
It is. So it's a good challenge for trophy hunters. I've never played it personally, but it just seems so goofy that yeah, why not?
Mate, I need to try
I,
it
I
at
keep
some point.
saying I keep saying shelf, so I have to say save at some point.
All right, Last of Us.
Oh,
See, that's a tough one, isn't it? It's like, do we move on or do we try and bring it back to former glory?
shelf.
Shelf?
I think the Last of Us multiplayer online thing was the last straw. That would be the only thing I'd want to see. Uh, I honestly wouldn't care. I've not even played the second one. I should. I'm waiting for it to become free on PlayStation Plus. It will come soon. Every other game has, but I will play it at some point. But yeah, I'm not that in. When it got leaked, what happened in The Last of Us Part Two, I was like, well, I don't really want to play it. I'm sure it's a great game, but I was like, the reason why I'm playing this game is for the character that died near the first quarter of it. So, you know, I don't know. I think we just move on. I think you focus on making new games like they are, because the Naughty Dog are doing the sci-fi game, right? I forgot
Yeah.
the name of it.
I
Yeah,
couldn't mind either.
but just focus on something new. I know I've just said shelf it, but the only way that I could see a good game is if you did a prequel of
Joel and his
Joel
brother.
and his brother and how he got, because obviously there's like what 20 years until he meets up with Ellie, because he's like what 40 or 50.
Hmm.
So he's been in that apocalypse for a very long time. So that would be a very good game, and the fans get a fan favorite character in Joel, who's a really really good protagonist. One of my favorites, I'd say. So,
Yeah, I think
but yeah,
they won me a game. They either do the Joel game or they do Last of Us Part 3 and just finish everything. Release it same
mm.
time as like season 3 of the TV show
Do you think it's
and
gonna
then
get a
just
season three
end it.
though?
Probably.
Like, do you think, because season one covered everything, did it not, of the first
Yeah, but
game?
season 2 they're doing it different. They already
Oh,
said that.
are they milking it a bit more?
They're
Breaking it up.
changing like I think they're changing the order of stuff or something like that.
Uh, I guess it's a bigger game, isn't it? Potentially.
So it's not going beat for beat the same way that the first season did, following the game.
Do you know what? They'll probably leave the season finale with that scene.
Hmm.
But I don't. I mean, I think everybody probably knows about the spoiler, but
Golf
we'll try
lessons.
to avoid it.
Right,
Yeah, golf lessons.
Little Big Planet.
Shelf.
Nah.
I could never get into it on PlayStation 3. I was too bad at it. I was like, I played it somewhat as a kid, but I was like maybe 11 or 12, that like older age, not kid, but like turning teen.
Hmm.
And I was like, do I need to be a child to be stupid to understand how to do this stuff? Like, am I overthinking it? Like, I couldn't do it. I was really bad at it, and it just wasn't for me,
Mate, I
personally.
liked Little Big Planet. It was just like a wee chill game. And then you could like create your own wee maps and stuff like that. I had a good time with Little Big Planet. All the platinums are
You're right.
unobtainable. The only one that is
Mm.
Sackboy. So I need to try and get
So,
that.
so you'd rather save Little Big Planet but shelf
Oh
Astro Bot?
fuck yeah. 100%.
What is the?
Mate, I love
I
Sackboy more than I love Astrobot.
oh what?
Sackboy's the
Astro
OG.
Bot is Astro Bot's just such a cute little fella though. He's just so cute.
Get him in like a wee trash compactor or something like that. Get him turned into a wee box. I'm Team Sackboy, mate.
Bun
Next
Sackboy,
episode,
bro.
I'll have Sackboy sitting here just for you.
No, mate.
With the
Sackboy can he can get in the bin, mate. You can just unstitch him and he just becomes a blanket.
Sackboy's an OG. I got love in my heart for Sackboy. Um,
Right, fair enough.
Medieval. Medieval.
Nah, shelf that. Shelf that. Yeah, it
Kind of the same.
yeah, it kind of looks cool and things like that, but I think sometimes older PlayStation titles just belong sitting back on a PS2 or whatever it was on. Obviously, it's nice to have it ported over to play, but I wouldn't expect a new entry personally.
Mate, I was so disappointed with that game because like Medieval was one of the ones that was like the PS1 demo disc, so I'd play the demo all the
Alright.
time, but I never actually played the game. So when it get remade in whatever it was 17, 18, I bought it and I was like, mate, this is going to be like fulfill something for my childhood that I never got to do. And I'm playing it and I'm just like, this is not that good. Like, I'm kind of disappointed here. I might go back and get
It's
the
always
platinum because I think it's an easy plat, but
Yeah, it is. I'm tempted to try it just because it's an easy platinum, but it doesn't really appeal. But it's always the way, mate. When you go back and play something like that, you're always disappointed, so don't do
Motorstorm.
it. I mean, racing games aren't my bag, so it's an immediate shelf. But I'd say it's probably got more chance of me wanting to save it over Gran Turismo because I think it's a cooler concept. Like seeing the previous gameplays and stuff, or the previous game, it looks quite fun on PlayStation 3. So maybe save it, but it's not really my
I
cuppa.
thought I played Motorstorm, but I've no. It was a game called Fuel
No.
that I played. But I think it's like a similar concept, but I'd probably just bin it.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would as well. I just feel bad for binning everything, so
Pursuit Force. Have you ever played Pursuit Force?
I've never. If you just made up a game.
No. Pursuit Force. That was a PSP. Mate, that was a good game. It's like you're a cop in a wee car, and it's like you're racing, but you're like shooting at them. And the whole thing with Pursuit Force that was cool was you could jump out the car onto another car, and then like kind of just take it, which was insane to do at the time. I thought it was like revolutionary. But
That would be pretty cool.
I think
actually.
you can play it on PS5. It's on the
Really?
premiums. Yeah, PS Plus
I
premium.
think from your description and what my brain's thinking, I would save it, but I would completely change the concept and make it a modern game, more of like an open world game. If that would work, like a police
I think it would just end
kind
up
of a
being
police.
Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, would it?
Because
Yeah,
Sleeping Dogs
well,
has got that ability where you can jump from car to car.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no to it's another Sleeping Dogs
Mate,
game. So yeah, save
Sleeping
that one.
Dogs would bang.
Save that.
Yeah, I'd save Pursuit Force. Ratchet and Clank.
Never played it. I'm going to play it this year though. I've said to myself and chat that I will play Ratchet and Clank.
What one you playing though? The PS4 or the 5?
I don't know really. It probably makes sense to do the PS4 one, but I may just do the PS5. I've kind of got a video idea as well, so I may just do the PS5 one because I think that'll just be better, won't it? Overall, like experience and stuff.
I've never really liked Ratchet and Clank, so I'd shelf it.
Yeah, I mean, I would personally shelf it. I think you've got more argument to save it over, what was it, Jak and Dexter? Dexter?
I mean, I'd pick
think you've
Ratchet
got
and
more.
Clank over.
Yeah,
Jak and Dexter.
it's still a shelf for me personally. Yeah, until I've played it, which I will do. Maybe my mind would change, but right now it's a shelf.
Resistance.
Cool idea, but shelf.
Shelf, mate. I'd love to see it come back.
Yeah, I just couldn't really see it doing well now.
Because what is it, like World War II, and then it's like aliens attack during it? So it's like you're fighting aliens.
I just know that it's got. I just remember the weird alien skull on the box art, so I've never played them. So it is a cool concept, but there's probably a reason why they've not made another one in so long. So I think it just makes sense to bin that one off.
PS3 though, that's the thing with that. Let's see if it get a chance on PS4 or 5 where it's like when Sony actually had a massive player base kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like we've said before, so many people came for 360 to PS4. So that they missed all the PS3 games.
Did it have multiplayer? Well, I'm assuming it had a campaign, but did it have multiplayer as well?
It had co-op campaign. I don't know if it had multiplayer.
I would focus on doing like a soft reboot of it. Obviously, a remaster is probably easier, but I would do a soft reboot and just make a really good campaign, if that makes sense. And then maybe a multiplayer if you wanted to, like a very basic shooty multiplayer, maybe like a survival thing. I don't know too much about it, but my initial thought is probably just leave it dead. But if you're vouching for it, maybe. All
right, here we go. SingStar.
Save.
Mate, it's got to come back in it. There's nothing really like it right now, is there? I think the Fortnite kind of have like Rock Band
maybe.
or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, I'd love for Guitar Hero or DJ Hero to make a comeback. It's the problem is with games like SingStar and why they don't really do well. It's like Rock Band and things like that. Is Nintendo Wii's aren't relevant, and they were such a Nintendo Wii console, like 2010 to maybe 2015, like that period of time. It just made sense to have a fake guitar or like a microphone. Do you know what I mean? Like it just
Mhm.
made sense. But now it's like the way people play games has just completely changed. So being realistic, it probably would do really poorly. But I don't know. It'd be nice to
Mate,
to
SingStar, maybe
save
they
it.
get like a wee mobile app and you sing into your phone. Or mate, your PS5 controller's got a microphone in it, so
Yeah, yeah. You don't even need to buy the
the microphone
actual
anymore.
the actual mic. Yeah. So yeah, again, mobile game. It could serve well as a mobile game. Imagine going to pre-drinks and you have to sing a song and
But mate,
sing stuff.
I think SingStar, because especially Sony's got like the music label
Oh
as
yeah, they
well.
do, don't they? Yes.
So,
So they've got a lot of yeah, good
mate,
idea.
SingStar,
Easy money.
bring it back. Sly Cooper,
Yeah, that one can get in the bin as well.
you get that
I'm sorry,
straight out the bin. Mate, Sly
straight out
Cooper
the bin.
bangs. Sly Cooper is amazing.
Mate, I don't understand you. You've got Jack and Daxter, you've got Ratchet and Clank, but you draw the line at Sly Cooper. Surely you should be standing the like all three of them because aren't they just basically the same game?
Nah, it's like saying Call of Duty and Battlefield are the same genre, not the same game. Mate, Sly Cooper's so
Mm.
much better. I love me some Sly Cooper.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I've never played it. It doesn't really appeal to me, so it's a shelf for me.
Nah,
Sorry, Sly fans.
Sly Cooper.
So
Here's one
sorry, Chris.
that would be cool to come back. SOCOM.
SOCOM. What is
You never played
what?
SOCOM? That was like a PS2, PS3. It's like the
What
third
you can
person military.
you can see my brain trying to. You can see the cogs. Like it sounds familiar, but I don't really know what it is.
It
Is
was online, like multiplayer against each other.
is it like really difficult and it takes like a really
Yeah.
long time to play games?
I
I
think
mean, I
it's
would
like
probably
a
shelf
high
that.
skill ceiling kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd probably shelf that.
Yeah, I'd
It's
love
not
it to
very
come
consumer
back.
friendly.
See if they done like a campaign co-op kind of thing, like four people, pure
Mm.
strategy kind of third person shooter. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, Shelf, I could understand the appeal and also the gap in the market for that genre of game. So maybe, but
Mate, they should have done
yeah,
SOCOM instead of Concord.
yeah, maybe.
100%.
Because yeah, it, at least if that game flops, you've tried something different that's not already been done. With doing Concord, you're doing something that's already been done, and if
No,
it
you're just.
flops, it's just embarrassing because it's already been done.
Mm-hmm.
At least if you're taking a shot, people can appreciate you've tried something, right? Like we tried it, and unfortunately, it's not worked. But what's
Spider
next?
Man.
Shelf it.
Yeah, I'm the
I think
same. Shelf
we've
it.
had enough of that. Let's focus on Wolverine because that game should be coming out soon.
I think maybe
I'm pretty sure
do Spider Man
everyone's
3
forgot.
and then shelf it. Finish the story.
What? Well, you don't need to finish the story though. Peter pretty much retired at the end of two,
Did it
didn't
not
he?
hint to another sequel though?
I mean, it kind of did, but if anything, it would be you're playing as Miles more. Well,
I
technically, it wouldn't be
preferred
Miles.
Miles.
It would be Spider Man because I think he's obviously assuming the spotlight. Do you know what I mean? It's passing the torch on. I preferred Miles as well. Miles Morales too, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Or
think one more and then wrap it.
it's just two. We were so hyped for it, especially because it was coming onto PS5. We was expecting something so much more. I know they did things that were different, and obviously the load times were really good, but it just didn't do enough for me. So it's like I'm kind of like I could take it or leave it really. Like if they do a free, they do a free. I'll probably play it and enjoy it, but is it going to be as revolutionary and groundbreaking as the first two, as in Miles Morales and the first Spider-Man? Probably not. So save some money, see if you can make a different superhero game because they've got the
What
ability
other
to.
IPs do they have though? Sony. I think
I
it's
don't
literally only
know.
Spider Man.
Spider-Man. They've somehow got Wolverine. I don't
That's
know
just through Marvel
how.
though.
Yeah, through Marvel, but I'm assuming they could come to a deal, couldn't they? I mean, what
I think
the
it's
better question is, what superhero would you want to see instead? Is probably the better question.
Daredevil. Just a black screen.
Daredevil. That I mean, I would love a Daredevil game. I think he's an absolutely goated character, up there, top tier. The Punisher.
That's what I
It'd
was
be
going
cool
to
to see a
say. The
Punisher game.
Punisher game on PS2. I never got to play it.
Yeah,
But I think that was meant to be cool because it had like interrogation and stuff like that.
yeah, good. Because obviously, I don't know how dark and gritty the Wolverine game is going to be. I hope it is. I hope
I don't think
it's
it will be.
an eight. Yeah, I don't think so. Because recently, I saw on Twitter that do you know when they got hacked and all of the gameplay came out? Somebody's resurfaced some test gameplay from 2023, but they've kind of worded it so people are thinking that it's new, but it's actually not. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, obviously I wouldn't want to play this game. It looks rubbish. Like, there's no decapitation. And I'm like, it is an early build, so they may add decapitation into it. But I would also be quite disappointed if it, do you know what I mean? If it's not in it, 'cause it's like, it's Wolverine. Like, you do want to see someone's arm come off because those claws do be sharp. So,
We'll see them making it an 18 plus though.
yeah, I mean, you're right, but it would be nice to see. It would be nice to have an adult game. But I'd love to see a Punisher game and just a really dark, gritty game because that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Man, I'm trying to think what else Sony owns superhero wise. I think it's literally just Spider Man.
It's just Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to flog that off back to Marvel or something, or try and sell it.
I don't
So
think they would sell it back.
they can't really do anything with it though. It's such a dead end, like especially like the Sony cinematic universe is like
Venom
done now.
and Craven
Craven
and
was the
Black
last one though.
Widow and Morbius. That was it.
It's Morbin
It's
time. Give
Morbin
me a
time.
Morbius game. But
Just
like
gotta have
their
Jared
cinematic
Leto though.
universe, yeah, please. Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a film, but
It was
their
bad.
universe is dead.
Mate,
It was
it
that
was a
bad.
bad.
It killed me. I didn't realize the geezer that played one of the Doctor Who's was in it, like as the villain guy. And do you know that dance scene where he's just dancing around?
Mate, I've scrubbed
Have you
that
seen?
from my memory.
Oh,
That
mate,
was a bad film.
class film.
That was
That
bad.
was a great film. I feel like Jared Leto gets a lot of stick unnecessarily.
Mate, he's such an unlikable guy. He is a creepy
How much?
guy.
Nah, I like him, mate. He seems really nice. I'm not even like he generally seems really nice from the clips I've seen of him.
Was there
Like
not stuff when
he's
he was
always.
playing Joker he was sending like his uh, whatever the fuck other
Oh yeah,
actors like dead rats and stuff like that and he's in
yeah,
character the
dead
whole time?
rats and snakes. Yeah, but yeah, but it's method acting. Like,
Mate, if you need to
oh
method
well.
act, you're a shit actor. Let's be
Yeah, but
real.
Is Heath Ledger a shit actor?
Mate, being a method actor is not impressive to me. See somebody that can like drop a hat, switch between characters, that's cool. But see if it's like I need to lock myself in a room for 2 weeks to become this character. That's not impressive.
Oh, I disagree. I agree with you in the sense of like
Acting ability.
switching. I think that's cool, but then I also think like the dedication and like the studying of. It's not necessarily like it's the studying and understanding of the thing as well. Like, what would they do in this situation? Things like that. Like, I don't know. I think it's quite cool. But like Heath Ledger, his Joker, obviously he got an Oscar for it. Obviously, he wasn't sadly alive to collect it. But like, what a performance that was. So you can't. That was method acting.
Alright, let's move on. Siphon filter.
That can get in the trash pile. That can be shelved.
Siphon filter, mate. Come on. We've not got any good secret agent, stealth, espionage kind of games.
Just give Ubisoft some money and give me a Tom Clancy Splinter Cell.
Mate, I love Splinter Cell, but a
That's
siphon filter.
that's what I don't know. I've not really played Siphon Filter. I tried to play one of them and I just couldn't really get into it because it was quite an old game. Maybe if it was modernized for a modern gamer like myself, I'd enjoy it. But yeah, so I'd say shelf.
Siphon filter has to come back. Here's one, right? I don't know if you would have played it. This is football. Did you ever play that?
I did
Oh,
not.
mate,
I didn't know that was a Sony IP either.
that was so good. See, back in the day on the PS2, because you could play like school teams. Like you had like school teams playing against each other. You'd play on like a wee school pitch. You see school in the background, stuff like that, and you could
Mm.
go all the way up to like Premier League kind of thing. I think it was kind of like
Yeah.
I don't think it was as bad as PES, but I think it was like Arsenal was like Highbury and stuff like that. So there was like
Mm.
some teams that
I
were
would say,
unofficial.
I'd say save that. I think it's a nice concept of being able to go through low level like school, you know, the different stages. Because obviously, with FIFA and probably whatever PES is called now, it's it's just very top level, isn't it? It's like sometimes, as much as people like imitating the top dogs of people they look up to, it's also nice to have a grounded game of like, oh right, I'm going to be a schoolboy legend, a bit like the Alex Hunter stuff when FIFA did a bit of a
Yeah, it was
career
cool,
mode like all them years ago. Like that was good. So, yeah, I'd say save this as football. It's a hard market to do well in, but I think it'd be fun.
mate. Because the thing that was cool about it as well was it's like you had the L2, and if you had possession of the ball, you would dive, which like you couldn't dive. Even now, you still can't dive in FIFA. Or if you didn't have the
No,
ball, mate, you just like pure hacked. I couldn't. You like leap into the air and just 2 foot right through him, studs up, immediate red
Brexit,
card. Like mate, that game was
Brexit challenge. Yeah,
class back in the day. Mate, see if they'd done like this as football, they brought it back right. But then I don't know the English pyramid that well. But see if it was like Conference League.
mm.
Do you get North and South Conference League?
Yeah. It's like conference north and south, and I think it may go down even further.
See if it was
Or,
something
I
pure
don't,
low level, like
yeah,
lower than League Two,
non-league.
non-league. Mate, that'd be class for this as football.
Yeah, because you've got League Two, then it drops down to conference, and then the conference is split into North and South. I think it's like Vanarama League, and then I think below that it splits off again further down to more non-league, like North and South, and then probably again, and then it obviously gets
Mm-hmm.
lower and lower and lower.
Mate,
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
that'd be an amazing idea. Like, fuck, playing as Ronaldo. I want to play as, I don't know, Bill Gray, 36-year-old
Yeah, mate.
part-time plumber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Mate,
just
that'd be
plan your
cool.
calendar as well. A bit of a plumbing simulator as well.
Twisted Metal.
Ah,
Bring
a
it
lot of these
back.
games.
Bring it back.
I mean, I'm glad that we've both got different opinions. So I'm shelving it. You can save it. But yeah, a lot of these games have not really played, and nor do they interest me. And I feel like a lot of them, the reason why they've not been made is probably for good reason
All right, well,
to an extent.
we've got 3 left. 2 of them you've played,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
Uncharted.
fine. Like, hmm, shelf.
I'm kind of the same. Like, I could go for like I forget what his name is, but the brother, like the brother in Sully. I could do a wee spin off,
Mm,
but that's like the
nah, I don't
most
really
I would
care.
want for Uncharted. But
Logically, I think the only thing that would happen for the next Uncharted game, but then I don't know if it'd be called Uncharted. It could be called something else. But you'd play as his daughter. I think
yeah,
that'd be the only way. And then you'd maybe have like a little cameo from Nathan Drake acting as what Sully would, just sort of in the background helping and shit.
mm-hmm.
Um, but then that kind of starts moving into more of a Tomb Raider game, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry to generalize the female leads, but it's very similar, isn't it? Like female treasure hunter, I guess. You'd play Tomb Raider, would you not?
yeah. I
Or would
say
you?
give us a spin off with Sully, or don't get us in.
I'd say give me the daughter grown up. I'd say, but I'd happily park that. I think it finished at a good time.
Yeah, I feel like it
Ended
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 well.
well. Yeah, ended well.
All right, something that never ended well for me. Ended with a lot of people dying. Until Dawn.
How can you?
Would you like to see them do like a sequel or like another?
s-
See the way Dark Pictures is, where it's like an
Yeah, it's
anthology.
something in the universe. I could never really get into Until Dawn. That's the only problem.
Did you not
I could.
platinum it?
No,
I thought you
not
did.
me.
Oh no, it was Detroit you platinumed.
Detroit. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I think my issue is because I watched people historically play it on YouTube so much. I had no desire to then play it myself let alone sit through multiple playthroughs for a platinum because I knew what happened. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's when you need to experience blind. I think you
Yeah,
fucked
experience it
yourself.
blind. So I'd maybe say yes because I do like the decision-based story branching lines. So yeah, maybe a yes if it was a different horror thing, maybe like the Dark Picture. But then even then, the Dark Pictures don't really appeal to me all that much because they seem a bit too long. Like I
Are they
don't know,
long? I didn't think they were that bad.
not long, but I'm saying long in the sense of like not time. Do you know when someone goes, "Oh, that's long. I can't be bothered." Like to sit through and watch like a cutscene for like 20 minutes and press one button, I'd like be on my phone.
Mm.
Which is more so a me problem, by the way, me being a brain
Get
rot
that
TikTok.
ADHD.
Yeah. Like even now when I'm playing through the Order 1886, some of those cutscenes are a bit too long. Like they're just at
Oh,
the
mate.
right length where I'd start switching off if it was any longer.
We need to get you some Adderall and then get you on Metal Gear Solid 4 because that game is like 90% cutscenes.
Oh really? Jesus.
Yeah, it's like notorious
Yeah.
as like it's people used to just say it's a film. Metal Gear Solid 4
Uh,
back in the day.
it's not a bad thing if you enjoy it though, right? There's probably if you enjoy it,
Different
you
strokes, different
probably
folks.
really enjoy it. But yeah, let's save that one. I think it's been getting a lot of hate, so let's lift it up and give it some love.
Yeah, give the Dark Pictures some competition. Give us a good.
Yeah.
Alright,
Have you played any of the? You have, haven't you? The Dark Pictures.
I played Man of Medan, Little Hope, and maybe another one, I think. Two or three.
Isn't that? Isn't that all of them?
No, there's House of Ashes. I've not played that. There's one with a serial killer in a house.
Yeah, I was gonna say the serial killer one is what somebody said, and that's the one that I always find what I would find the most interesting. But I just don't think the style of that game would work for me. I don't know.
Um,
Add it to the backlog.
Last but not least, I don't know if you've played it. Wipeout.
Wipeout.
So it's like the
Like the,
racing, but it's like pure futuristic.
oh, I thought you was on about the TV show where they like run across the balls and fall into the
The
water.
red balls.
Yeah. No, I've not heard of Wipeout. I thought of Burnout, but that's obviously that's a different game.
Now, Wipeout is like pure futuristic, far in the future, but it's like you're on tracks kind of thing. If that makes sense. You go really
Yeah, I
fast.
mean, I would just give that one a shelf, to be honest. I'm surprised if that was the last one that Wreckfest isn't
Wreckfest never
as
showed up
well.
as a Sony IP. I don't think it is, to be honest.
Is it not?
I don't
I
think
thought
so.
I mean it's a Sony exclusive. I don't really know whether the
I don't know
IP
if it
is
is.
probably not
I
theirs.
think it's on Xbox.
Oh, is it? Oh, damn.
Uh,
Uh, Maybe
Wreckfest.
they just maybe they for Wreckfest 2 they obviously show the trailer at one of the showcases. Maybe they just paid to have the trailer or something.
Now you can play Wreckfest today with Xbox Game Pass.
Oh well, fair enough. I eat my words. But yeah, no, I would shelf that last one, Wipeout.
Uh, I'm indifferent on it. I was never good at
Indifferent.
Wipeout. I liked the idea, but I'm not good at racing games. So we'll shelf it just for the sake of it. We'll end it on a bad one. We'll shelf it.
Love ending things on bad things. I mean, the majority of them have been have been shelved, haven't they?
There we go, Sony. We've fixed all your issues. There's 30 IPs sorted out for you. And you're welcome.
Think of all
This
of
is football. That's a freebie. You're
all of the
welcome.
money we would have saved them, and all of the ideas we've also given them as well.
Mate,
So
I'm
you're
not even
welcome.
joking. That's such a good idea for what a football game. You just stay like junior football kind of thing. Not junior as in kids, but
Yeah.
like junior level.
What
Amateur
did you
level.
say?
Do you get
I'm
junior
sure there's a
level in
great.
England? Is that a thing?
You get youth football, but it's not really that
It's not
like
called
academy. It's not,
juniors. Right.
no, it's just like youth academies. It's not really
Juniors
that.
is like a step below semi-pro, I think, in Scotland.
Oh right. Yeah, no, semi-pro is probably just amateur, I'd say.
It's
Like,
pretty much the same as
really,
amateur juniors up here. Mate, it used to be massive
yeah.
apparently back in the day. But anyway,
Anywho,
less football talk.
let's football talk, and why don't we talk about some trophies, some actual platinum trophy talk? Because we've got a juicy debate that's come over from Reddit this week.
Yeah, so I was online. I don't know if I've spoke about the r/slash trophies on the podcast before.
I don't think you have. I think this would probably be a good opportunity to maybe familiarize people because I'm not the biggest person on Reddit, so I'll probably benefit from a bit of a backstory as well.
I was just gonna say I used to go on r/slash trophies a lot, and then mate, it's one of the one. It's like the only way to describe it is it's like a bunch of happy clappers kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Where it's like people will post like shovelware plats and everybody's like, "Good job, buddy, good job," and it's like,
Do you know what? I love that. Good for them.
I mean,
That's
you'd
a
love
nice
them,
community then.
but or they'll post like, "These are my 100 platinum trophies," and it's like,
I am Mayo,
mate,
100 times.
it's like all shovelware and all auto pops and stuff like that. And it's like you can't send bad because I always remember it, but there was one guy and he was like, "Oh, I'm seeing double," and then it's like kind of like the wee drunk emoji kind of thing. I was like, that's a funny comment because it's literally all fucking auto pops, and he got
Yeah,
like downvoted, and I was like, mate, like, you can't even like joke about anything. But
damn son.
I was on Reddit earlier this week, and people saying, should trophies be accessible to everyone, or should you need to be good at the game? And there was a thread that was posted about a guy that doesn't like difficulty based trophies. So he says, I love trophy hunting, but I'm immediately turned off when I find out there's one that requires you to play on hard/expert mode, or whatever the hardest difficulty is called. I'm totally fine with it being added in an update, but not when it's required for the platinum. So I thought, what's your thoughts on that?
I think I think one of the comment is it a comment on Reddit or
Mm-hmm.
is it a reply? I don't know what the like somebody's comment is. Oh, it's Luca. So shout out to you. Has put platinums are optional. So if it has a challenge or objective, time sink, you don't feel like doing, they skip it and move on. And I'm in agreement. Like, I think there should be difficulty based trophies, and I think if it's too hard, you just forget about it and move on. I think that we've come to a period of time where the platinum is obviously it's within our niche, so to the wider public it's still not that big, but to us it's a really big thing, right? And everybody's now doing it, and it's like everybody wants to have one, but it's, I don't know, you can't really flex platinums like you could maybe 5 years ago, if that makes sense, because everyone's got so many. I'm not talking about shovelware here, but it's like the level of game difficulty has gone down to an
Mm-hmm.
extent.
Yeah, like you
And
compare like a PS3 8 out of 10 to like a PS5 8 out of 10. It's like different ballpark.
yeah, 100%. And let's use Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as an example. That's a game that I loved. I gave it my Game of the Year vote, but there was difficulty based trophies related to like the combat simulator with Chadley and also playing the game on hard. Something that would take a lot of time and a lot of time sink, and I just didn't really want to burn myself out and end up hating a game that I really enjoyed, so I opted not to go for the platinum at that period of time. And the developer, the lead devs, saw the feedback because a lot of people felt the same. I don't want to say I'm crying about not being able to get the platinum, but a lot of people voiced their opinion saying this platinum's too hard. We want it to be easier, and they've taken that on board. And for the third game, they're going to reduce trophies like that, as difficult as they are, which I find kind of a shame because it's obviously that platinum is stuck. That is going to be a difficult platinum. I don't know what it's rated. Let's just say it's a 7 or 8 out of 10. That's always going to be that. It's not going to change. But the next game is probably going to be a 4 or 5, maybe, or even lower.
Uh,
And it's like you can't even have a challenging game without a very small. Actually, maybe it's a majority of people complaining because they can't get it. So then the devs are automatically changing it and making it easier.
I
So
like difficulty trophies. I like
yeah,
that
so do
not
I. I think
everybody can
it's
get the platinum.
yeah. It's weird though because it's you do some difficulties on games, and especially with modern games, they're not. It says hard, but they're not that difficult. Like, let's use Resident Evil 5 for an example. I was kind of shitting it playing it on the hardest difficulty when we were doing it because I was like, this is going to be awful. We're going to be so bad at it. But are we good at gaming, or is obviously there's a harder mode after the one we've got, but it's still hard for the base game. Is it not meant to be harder? Like, or are we just that good? Do you know what I mean? It's I don't feel that some game difficulties aren't necessarily as hard as you'd think. Like I'm down for a challenge. I think it's good when they do add difficult things in. Obviously, I'll bitch about it, but I think it's more rewarding to get a platinum trophy afterwards. Actually earning it.
Yeah, like I said, I like that not everybody can get it. Let's see when it's like, oh mate, I tried to get that, but it was too hard. Like mate, Wolfenstein 2, I'm looking forward to getting that.
Yeah, because as well the like Spec Ops: The Line Fubar, for instance, that was I had to play it on. I think it's like I don't know, easy, medium, hard. Then it's got suicide and it's got Fubar, so it's got like 5 different difficulties, and you have to complete it on like suicide mode to then unlock Fubar, which was difficult. I say difficult, like it was obviously hard. You died a lot quicker, but because I played that and then went to Fubar, I already knew the game a little bit, and I only got held up. I think about 3 or 4 times, like drastically, that were like really difficult. I was like, oh, like I don't know how I'm getting past this section. Like this is a really good challenge, but like the rest of the campaign was fine. And I don't know, a lot of other people found the entire Fubar run just complete hell
Mm.
and gave up on it. So it's like nice for me at least to be like, oh yeah, I did that, and I didn't actually find it that hard, bar like a couple of sections like that held me up, for instance. So, but I think it's good. I think there's worse trophy types to complain about than difficulty-based ones.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
it's more rewarding as well. Let's see when I get the platinum for Bloodborne. I was like, even though it's like got a high percentage, I was like, no, everybody can get a platinum for like a Souls-like kind of game. So I was like, it's kind of like a wee
Yeah.
badge of honour almost. But like you said, there's definitely worse. Like I hate multiple playthroughs. That's like my kind of thing. See, unless it's like a
Well, I
quick
think that
game, that like 2-3 hours that I can like speed run it, that's fine.
yeah, like multiple playthroughs when it forces you to do New Game Plus and it's not like added onto the DLC. It's like base
And it's
trophy list.
required.
That's frustrating because it's not been put there out of for the sake of it. It's been put there to bloat player numbers to make it seem like the game is still being played. Like I can think of, I want to say a handful of games, but the only example I have would be like The Witcher. I assume you'd probably benefit from doing that on New Game Plus because there's enough content there to enjoy. But like Final Fantasy 16, playing that on New Game Plus doesn't really add much to the game. It's literally just the same game. You just keep your level, and
Mate,
it's a
Witcher
bit easier.
3's got one of the worst trophies, and that's the collectibles one. Because it's missing
Mm.
collectibles in like a 60, 70 hour RPG game.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough. But I don't know. I feel like you just enjoy that world, so it's like you would, if you wanted to get the plat, you'd do it. But if you missed it, you missed it.
Mate, I need to go
It's not for
through and
everyone.
do it. It's just a pain missing collectibles.
Yeah, like collectibles can be a pain, especially if they're missable. Like I was talking about Dying Light earlier on in the pod. A couple of those collectibles can be missable as they're only found in certain missions. So a lot of them are in the open world, but some of them are mission specific as well,
Oof.
which is kind of jarring because you don't, unless you're doing a guide, you don't really know where they're going to be because they're not exactly marked easily. But yeah, what you got? You said about the difficulties. Was it difficulties stacking? Was that?
Oh yeah,
Did you
look,
say that?
I never said that, but you get that with like
Oh
Red
yeah,
Faction. I think 1 and 2, I looked into platinum them, but you need to do multiple playthroughs. You need to do an easy playthrough, a normal, and then a hard. Like you kind of just
that
play
was it.
hard and
Yeah,
pop all 3 of them, which is a pain.
yeah. So you said multiple playthroughs, and then that's just building on that. Is if I play a game on hard mode, I would hope that normal and easy difficulty also pop like it stacks. That would be very frustrating. I would find.
I
I
think you
wouldn't have a
got that a
problem
lot
with.
on the PS3. That was an issue.
Yeah, definitely older titles. It's much rarer. Rarer now. Saying that though, I think going from this Reddit list, Hi-Fi Rush, which is a pretty modern game, requires you to play it 5 times on 5 different difficulties. So that doesn't
Fuck
sound
that.
fun, but it's extremely rare. The the other one or the other two that I've got in mind is one of them being speedrun based trophies.
I don't mind them.
What are your? I don't mind them either, but I think it obviously depends on the type of game, if
I
that makes
think
sense.
I think speedrun falls into the same category as like hardest difficulty, where it's like to do it you need to like have proper mastered the game almost kind of thing,
Yeah,
or you just use a guide,
and
but outside of using a guide.
yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I never played Resident Evil games for so long is one, I thought they'd be too difficult for me, and then two, I was also aware, sort of after doing more research and becoming in the platinum community, I knew that they required speedruns, and to somebody that's never played them before, I was like, I can't do a speed run. Like this is like speed running games is generally an art, assuming you're not like clipping through the map and like glitching it, like you're doing it legit. Like speed runs are generally like some of the most impressive gamers out there. And I was like, yeah, never in a million years would I be able to speed run. And I beat Resident Evil. I've beaten multiple Resident Evil games. I've gotten the platinums for a couple which have required speed runs, and it's like, yeah, they're quite popular platinum trophies with high percentages, but like the sense of achievement after doing a speed run, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, like this is feel good about this. This is good. So yeah, hell
I
yeah.
just went back to check. I've still got a speedrun record 5 years later.
Really? On what game?
UFC 3. So I had three speedrun records, and it was career mode, getting to champ, so it was champ percent, and then double champ percent. I had number one for both them. I've lost them. I'm now third and fourth, but I've still got the fastest knockout in knockout mode at 4 seconds and 671 milliseconds. So yeah,
Throws me like Conor McGregor.
Mate, 5 years ago, and I've still got that
Instant
record.
knockout. Unreal stuff. But yeah, speed. I like the only time where I don't like speed runs is if the game isn't built for it. So I think you've probably heard me moan about it before, but there's a game called Maquette, I think, which is a puzzle game.
I think I've heard
And
that.
yeah, it was on PlayStation Plus, or it was a free game of some sort. And it's a puzzle game, but it's like just really badly made. Like it's quite clunky, quite glitchy, and some of the trophies to get the platinum require you to speed run it, and it's like having to speed a puzzle game at the best of times is not fun. Thumbs up, by the way. And then having to speed run a game that's quite glitchy just is awful. But that's more so an individual game type, not generalizing to speed runs, because I quite enjoy the speed run aspects of Resident Evil. A Quiet Place that I mentioned earlier has a couple of speedrun trophies that were quite fun. Yeah, but it wasn't speedrun the entire game. They were quite fun ones, actually, similar to Uncharted, where it's like speedrun this section. You've got 7 minutes. Can you do it? Which I thought was really good. Maybe this is the collective trophy type we can agree that we dislike more than difficulties. Multiplayer trophies.
Oh, especially in
And-
old games.
Mass
Mass Effect Andromeda done it right, where it's either do the online or it's like, I think it's hard mode on single player. Like it's one or the other. You can pick between it. So even if the servers get taken down, you can still get the platinum.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. I don't have a problem with games that are live service and multiplayer based games. So there's obviously loads of those, like Marvel Rivals, for instance. That's got a trophy list. It's a multiplayer game. Fine, not complaining about those trophies, right? Because it's a strictly multiplayer based game. But it's games that are primarily single player, but then also have multiplayer trophies somehow embedded into them for some reason.
Last of Us remastered.
Yeah, just completely pointlessly difficult for no reason. And then part of the difficulty then also does become that the servers either get taken offline or they're just not populated. And make sure the thumbs up, by the way. So that's the thing. But some, just how we're enjoying and I don't even know what the word, revelation. What's the thing where you like it? The sense, like how we like the feeling of difficulty based trophies.
Reveling?
Soaking that, reveling it in. Is that right?
Revel.
Thing?
Don't know.
Revel. Relishing. Like we're relishing like the difficulty based trophies because we like them and we can do them. But some people actually enjoy those difficult multiplayer trophies because let's use Black Ops 2 as an example. That game servers are shut, and you can still get it if you do glitch it by going into theatre mode. It is possible, at least to my knowledge, it was last year. And people in the PlayStation forums were like, no, don't do it. If you weren't good enough to get it, bearing in mind you just had to play 5 games online in a specific mode, so there's no skill to it, right? But people were under the assumption of, oh well, if you didn't play it when it came out, you don't deserve to get it. Like, we're an exclusive club and you can't be a part of it, which I thought was maybe if I was part of that exclusive club, I'd maybe likely to agree. But being an outsider, trying to go back and clean up a game, you're like, why the heck shouldn't I be able to get an online trophy? Like,
Also, nobody really played ranked mode back in
yeah,
Call of Duty.
like,
Nobody cared about it.
nobody did care about it. So it's weird. Like, maybe those people that enjoy the multiplayer trophies are slightly worse because they're like, nobody should get it. Like, you don't deserve to get it. Like, if you weren't good enough, then yeah, don't have it. At least with difficulty, we're like, yeah, like, it's a good challenge.
Was it Street Fighter 5 that you had to get like a certain rank? In ranked mode, you had to be like, really good at a game online.
I think, yeah, Street Fighter 5 is like the really, really difficult one, isn't
It's
it?
like a
To get
10
the
out of
platinum
10.
in. Yeah, pure and utter skill. The one recommendation that I would say for trophies that I would like to see is, if you are gonna, like, developers or PlayStation, whoever's in charge of this decision, if you was going to include multiplayer trophies, have the base game trophy list and allow people to get the platinum without needing to go online. And then if you are going to add multiplayer trophies, just put it as a DLC stack so people can 100% it if they want.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't affect the platinum then. But that's just going to open a can of worms to a debate of making games rare and things like that when the server's shut. So, but
in conclusion,
isn't it interesting one?
We're offered difficulty trophies. We ain't got a problem with them. We like them.
Yeah, we like them. It's a good challenge. And remember, trophy hunting is meant to be hard, isn't it? It's become a lot easier in recent years, and it should be slightly difficult, as much as it may pain us and
There's
frustrate
nothing
us.
wrong with a challenge. I don't think you should be
not
able
at
to
all.
get every platinum you want. Because then there's the like, challenge in it kind of thing.
And as well, it's like the satisfaction of it. Like, maybe one day I will. Like I said to you, I want to get a Final Fantasy VII related platinum this year. Like, that's one of my goals and challenges, and I've never been able to do it. So when we review this on the pod, either at the end of the year or at the start of next year, and if I do have a Final Fantasy VII related platinum, the sense of achievement for me is going to be so good because I find them really difficult with the difficulty based trophies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be like, wow, I actually did it. Like, heck yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, dude. So we've got one last thing before we wrap up the show. All right.
I'm excited.
We are introducing the Trophy Hoarders PlayStation Plus Extra Video Game Book Club. Name pending. We'll get a better name.
Do you know when they do like them like comedy adverts where it's just like the massive like paragraph for like the name of the company? Like,
Yeah.
that's just how I've imagined you introducing it there.
So
maybe we just keep it as that.
I've collected 222 games from the PlayStation Plus Extra game catalogue, and the whole point of this is, I'll switch scenes so we can see it. I've got a wee wheel spinning. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin it, we'll get a game,
The wheel.
and that game we will play, and we'll talk about it next episode. So the whole point of this is to try out games that we probably wouldn't try or have never tried, or maybe we tried it, never really liked it, or went back to it. It's opening up our horizons. And
Yeah.
there's some games on this I really do not want to play. There's some anime weirdo. Just
Hey. Leave anime. We're not weird.
there's some mental stuff on it, but viewers can join along as well. So it's PlayStation Plus Extra. You ready to get this wheel spun?
Mate, you obviously I can't see it, so you're going to need to be honest with me of what I've got here. So I won't know.
All right.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel.
We have
Oh, I'm nervous.
Neo.
Oh,
Oh,
Neo, what's that?
Neo
How do you spell
is
that?
NIOH. That's kind of like a Souls-like kind of game, but it's made in your
Oh,
favourite
that-
place. I think it's like feudal Japan.
Oh, is this the geezer with like the long blonde hair?
Yeah, long blonde hair. And I think the fight styles
yeah.
like different animals or something like that.
Okay, all right.
So
I'm I'm not looking forward to that personally. I'm not a Souls player, but this is the whole point of the Trophy Hoarders book club, or game club, should we say?
Video game book
To
club.
video game book club to try out different things. I hope you get an anime game now. This would be so fitting.
Just as punishment.
Yeah, just the one genre that we favour the least.
So we'll play that in between now and the next episode, and then obviously viewers can also play it. Maybe we do a post just before we record next time. If viewers want to comment on it, tell us what they think about the game.
Yeah, are you're spinning the wheel for you as well, right?
No, this is for both of us.
Oh, for both of us. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, that's like the point of the book club. We both play the same game and then
talk
about
discuss. Ah, silly old me. I thought I was doing it twice. I was really hoping he was going to get an anime game. So well, you'll probably have fun with it. I will suffer. It'll be interesting to compare notes.
I think I played Neo when it came out, but I never get too far in it. I'll start a new save file on it.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my alt account for it.
You don't want it on your trophy list?
Yeah, I don't want it on my trophy list. I will just state, though, we're not going for the platinum trophies. We're just putting, maybe 1 to 2 hours, like a good enough
I just play
trial.
it, see if we like it, and talk about it.
Yeah, and then, of course, if we do end up liking it, I'm sure, I don't know. I don't know if 2 weeks is long enough to platinum that game, but there may be some instances where we may surprise each other and end up getting the platinum in said game as well.
In the future, there could be like a short game that one ends up really liking.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the beauty of this, because out of 220 games, did you say? There's got to be something in there there's got to be some bangers in there that we've just not even considered, or something on our backlog, as you said.
Yeah, there's one game in there that I really want to play.
Is it Deliver Us to Mars?
No, it is. Is it Disaster Report or something like that? Disaster something 4.
Oh, yeah, I've seen. Yeah, that one.
Mate, that game looks so cool. It's
quite
been on
long.
My backlog for ages. I played the demo and I loved it. I can't remember what it's called. Disaster something 4.
I think I know the one you're on about. I've seen it about before.
Yeah, but you can look forward to that in the next episode when we get to it. Leon, any closing statements? In fact, I opened the show. You can close the show. I've been Chris.
All right, bye.
All right, we just end on that. Right, bye.
Yeah, no.
Peace.
No. We did mention some changes. We maybe should have mentioned this at the start of the podcast because we are towards the end here. But we did mention some changes towards our schedule, and you may notice that this has come out on a Monday, so it gives you the whole week to watch it. So we've taken some much appreciated feedback from another content creator, and we're trying out. Yeah, okay. Well, John Callum has kindly suggested with his analytics insights to podcasts that uploading on a Monday would be just more beneficial for the podcast stuff. So switching from a Monday to a Friday, so you've got the entire week to watch the pod, and then the clips will be filtering out Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then back to the fortnightly podcast on a Monday. So you're still getting all of the content you were. We're just flipping the days. So I just thought it'd be worth mentioning that at the very end. Maybe we add this to the start. I don't know, but
we'll
keep it at the end. We'll end on it. But I've been Defroth, aka Leon, aka Defroth, aka Leon. Sorry, I'm waffling. I thought that'd be funny. It clearly wasn't. And of course, we've been joined by the beautiful, handsome co-host Chris. And we will see you, motherfuckers, on the next one. Peace.
Peace.